It's happened. It's happened. What in the world, about for everybody out there that don't know me? My name is Big Low Kuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach who loves to sit around and talk about sports. You yourself, you could have been anywhere in the world today, but you're here with us. This celebration. Clap, clap, bravo on this wintry, whimsical, white Saturday afternoon. The Atlanta Falcons finally made the move. Finally made the move. What in the world, Bo? If y'all don't know, hey, hey, ho, ho, Jimmy Lake has hit the door. Yes, it's finally happened. Now, what does this mean for our Atlanta Falcons? So, look, if you're new to the channel or if you're new to what's been going on with the Atlanta Falcons here lately, Atlanta Falcons started the season off 6-3, had a whole bunch of horrendous losses, especially at the end of the year, which was capped by the Carolina Panthers putting up 44 points on our heads, and ended up winning the last game. We missed the playoffs. We literally crawled to the end of the season. The result, the the reason why that happened was because, unfortunately, a lot of the Atlanta Falcons fans said that Jimmy Lake just wasn't the guy. A lot of people said we kept playing that soft cover 3 shell, and we were just giving up so much underneath, we couldn't even get to the quarterback. Now, if you go back to right after the bye week, I believe week 12, week 11, we came back out. We led the league in sacks the rest of the season after that bye week because they said Raheem Morris actually stepped in as the guy to come in and, try to help turn this defense around. And he legitimately did. Moving forward, the question is, who is your defensive coordinator moving forward? Now, we got a few things to unpack. Like, we're coming back from a long trip, coaching staff. We also got our first Superman chat. Dwayne Ruffin said, "Love it, Big Low. Jimmy Lake is gone." Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, if you're, I do apologize if you were chilling out with your family and you just got this emergency coaches meeting. My apologies. I know everybody was doing their own thing. I was actually getting ready to um I was actually getting ready to smoke a turkey, to be honest with you. I've never barbecued in the snow. And I was like, you know what? With the misadventures of Big Low Country during my NFL offseason, I think I finna do a little bit of snow barbecuing. So I was in there working on a little contraption I was putting together to hold all my charcoal and everything. And because I'm trying to do my minion method. Look here, a lot of y'all barbecue folks or y'all non-barbecue, you might not know nothing about it. But the old country boy might teach you something this offseason. But I was working on my minion method because I was like, well, shoot, our dirty birds, they got smoke. We might as well smoke another bird. We might as well go ahead and smoke us a turkey. I mean, because that's what we've been seeing so far all season with Jimmy Lake. And I was sitting there talking to myself mad, and Coach Ronnie said, "Hey, Coach, it's happened." I'm like, "What happened?" They finally moved on from Jimmy Lake. I said, "Good tall, hot tall, mighty nose." So the question is, shouts out to everybody in the chat. Got so love to everybody, so love to me. Jay Coots in here says, "I'm here waiting for this coach's meeting, boy." Archangel's in here says, "Rise up." Pixel says, "Was he? Really?" Tree says, "Woo, woo." J Miles in here. J Miles says, "Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it?" Yes, sir. Archangel says, "What in the world, Bo?" Rashad's in here says, "What in the world, Bo?" He out of there, dog. Yes. Yes. 1,000 times. Yes. Tony Baker, ETV, much love to everybody that's coming in here chopping it up with us. Derek Hughes says, I knew you were about to call that emergency coaches meeting. What in the world? But look, we had to. We had to. My homeboy, Terror Artist 404 said, "It's a party, it's a party, it's a party." Ah! Y'all, don't know about that Waka Flocka. But yes, it's a party. Coach Potter says, "Hey, Coach, Dennis Allen season loading." Hello, I'll hang up and listen. Da, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Well, that's the question. That's the question. Who is going to be our next defensive coordinator? I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, there we go. Who is going to be our next defensive coordinator of our Atlanta Falcons? Now, I'm hearing a whole bunch of names thrown around. I'm hearing the Robert Salehs of the world. I'm hearing I'm hearing the Dennis Allens of the world. I'm also hearing about names like Ryan. Look, Dwayne P says we can't get Robert Sala. Can we get Steve Wilks? Blitz says welcome back Ryan Nielson. Look, the defense. If you had the same defense that you had last year with this defense, I mean with this offense this year, we probably would have been playing the game this afternoon or tomorrow. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. If you had the same defense that you had last year with Ryan Nielsen, and mind you, you had better pieces. You had a Justin Simmons instead of a Richie Grant. You had a Matthew Judon who could help come off the edge and provide more pressure. If you had the same defense as you had last year with this year's offense, you would have been playing a playoff game today or tomorrow. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If you feel like we would have been in the playoffs if we had that Ryan Nielsen defense, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Also, we got our first big money Superman chat in here. My homeboy Rashad says, now, Bo, do you think we keep it in-house and promote Jerry Gray, or do we look outside and bring in familiar faces like Jeff Ulbrich, which I would take, Steve Wilks, whoever? I'm just ecstatic. Da da da. That's a Superman chat, and that's the beautiful thing about the direction that this team is going in general. That's the beautiful thing about it, because now, you know, you could bring that old thing. Oh, bring that old thing back. You can bring that old thing back with Ryan Nielsen, or you know, maybe you call Jeff Ulbrich and you say, "Hey, I'm trying to find my way back to you, baby." Like it might be one of those situations where you call Jeff Ulbrich, because I mean, the defense took strides whenever he took over back in the day. Whenever Raheem Nelson was the interim head coach, so. Or do you go outside of the box? Because one thing that a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people may have forgotten, that I actually forgot until I believe Jack Spade reminded me the other day. Shouts out to Jack Spade, carried them one time for the fan. But what they reminded me was, y'all do remember that Steve Wilks was at training camp, and he was at the mini camps during the off season, right? Before the season started, he was at the Atlanta Falcons mini camps, and he was at the training camps and everything else before the season. He was out there walking around, checking everything out, making sure, just kind of working as a QA guy. And I was like, well, shoot, well, that means he must have some sort of relationship with Raheem Morris. We all know that if you want to get a job with the Atlanta Falcons, you just get a relationship with Raheem Morris. You're good to go. You're good to go. You're good to go. But of course, we're going to break it down. So I ask everybody, if you felt like if we had last year's defense with Ryan Nielsen, along with this year's offense, if we would have made the playoffs. If you feel like that would have been the case, put a 1 in the chat. Now, Monte Carlo, 82 Monte Carlo. I hope it's that T-top joint. He says 1 all day, coach. We would have made the playoffs. Shine Boy Mike says 2. He said he don't feel like that would have happened. He said Raheem, he wouldn't have made the appropriate timeouts. He wouldn't have done what he needed to do. Cornelius, J. Coop, they felt like we would have. Terry Hughes said, dang, they fired him on a Saturday? He said, dang, they fired him on a Saturday? Look, I do need y'all to do a country boy favor. If you don't mind, make sure that you hit that like button for us. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you do that for us, I promise you, we'll dance at your wedding one day. D.A. Hunter, Tabro, Raymond Collins, they all feel like we would have made the playoffs if we would have had a more capable defense, kind of like what we had last year. Delilah says, I wish Ryan Nielsen wouldn't have never left. Delilah, I said the same thing, family. Dwayne P. Jalen, they all agree. They feel like it's one of those situations where it would have, we would have been playing today or tomorrow. My homeboy Jabri, he says 2. He says we had a soft schedule. what did Ryan Nielson do this year with the Jacksonville Jaguars? Well, I mean, you also got a different kind of situation as well. Ryan Nielson, if I'm not mistaken, they were running 3-4, and they were kind of trying to change things, and they were a little bit in transition mode, kind of like we were, and that defense suffered from it. Jeff Holt says, "Bring Ryan Nielson back." Eric in here shouts out to Red. Red says, "Baby, come back." Any kind of fool would see that our defense, it just sucked. Well, duh, 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 duh. Ryan, come back. Oh man, my homeboy with CDA says one maybe. He said that's a big maybe, Bo. One maybe. If it would have been a situation where, we would have had the same type of defense. Shouts out to my homeboy, Mr. CTX, Bo. Okay, we got John in here. John says, I told y'all, toss a couple assistants into the pit to save yourself, but this is all they gonna do. What defense are y'all gonna play? 3-4, 4-3, or 6-6? What in the world, John? Da da da. That's a Superman chat. What John talking about? Goodness gracious. Boy, I tell you what. Oh man, Uncle Steve, he just Uncle Steve, he just sent a message to the Southern Sit chat. He says, yeah, this is you guys' dream come true. Yes. Yes, 1,000 times. Yes, Uncle Steve. Crunk Lit Fresh in here said, "Yo, Big Low, what happened?" Ryan Nielson. I'm sorry, Ryan Nielson. Jimmy Lake is no longer the defense coordinator of our Atlanta Falcons. So we don't got to worry about no more soft cover 3 shield. And, we don't got to worry about letting guys catch the ball and hopefully we could get a tackle. We don't got to worry about that. Now we're at the point where we can get someone, hopefully it's one of those cases where our offensive energy can match the same energy as our defense. So, I mean, look, you got all these young Thundercats on the offensive side of the ball. For this whole week, this last week, everybody's talked about how Michael Penix, Bijan Robinson, Drake London are going to be a heck of a combination for years to come. These guys are going to be aggressive. We're going to be pushing the ball downfield. We're going to try to score at least 24 points, at least every game. Why not match that energy with your defense? That was the issue with our Atlanta Falcons this year. Even when Kirk Cousins was the quarterback and he was going for 509, the fact of the matter is that your defensive energy wasn't matching your offensive energy. I mean, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Because even if you did have, Darnell Mooney on pace to get 1,000 passing yards or 1,000 receiving yards this year, even when Kyle Pitts was going crazy and catching for 150 yards against Tampa Bay and things like that, the fact of the matter is that your defense did not match the energy of your offense. I mean, look, you had to change it. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Another thing that you definitely have to consider is it got changed reluctantly. Let's be honest. How long has all these other defensive coordinators and coaches been gone? Some of these guys been fired for 4-5 days. Some of them got fired Monday, some got fired Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, somebody may have gotten fired on Thursday or Friday, but a lot of these guys have been gone for a while. Why are we just announcing on Saturday that Jimmy Lake has left the building? I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. The reason why that's happened is because Raheem Morris didn't want it to happen. What did Terry Fontenot say in this press conference the other day? I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I thought we were going to be keeping Jimmy Lake. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I seriously thought we were going to be keeping Jimmy Lake. I thought that they were just being quiet about it. They didn't want to answer any questions about Jimmy Lake. I thought it was one of those situations where they were just trying to avoid that whole issue, in the words of our teachers in high school. They were trying to avoid that whole issue because they knew that they were going to be keeping Jimmy Lake because that's what Raheem Morris wanted. But it's just like Mr. John said. It's just like Mr. John said in the Superman chat. Says he told y'all a couple of assistants were going to be tossed into the pit to save himself, and I'm definitely glad that that's the case. I'm definitely glad that that's the case because we all know that when Raheem Morris got this job, think about this. We all know when Raheem Morris got this job, the first thing he did was, "Hey Jimmy, you like lemon pepper wings? We going to Atlanta." We all know that that's what it was. Let's be honest. We all know that that's what it was. So the fact of the matter is that moving forward, Raheem Morris, he was like, he wanted to keep him here, because they really like singing karaoke at the Claremont Lounge on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights, karaoke at the Claremont Lounge. That's what look, that's what they did. That's, that was their ritual. They would come up with the game plan. They was like, look, so what we're going to do, we're going to play 10 yards off and we're going to back up into the end zone and we're going to catch it. And, we're going to see if we can beat them before they get to the end zone. We probably going to miss the tackle, but we're going to make it look like we're doing something. Hey, we need some more wings over here. That's what it was. That's what it was. So moving forward, it's obvious that it was one of those cases where Raheem Morris didn't want to move on from him. But I feel like Terry Fontenot, as in what he said in his press conference, Terry Fontenot kind of had to put his foot down after the evaluations and said, hey, this is what it is. I mean, hate it or love it, take it or leave it. If you want to stay here, we're going to have to get a more capable defensive coordinator. Will Robinson's in here. He says, we, as Panthers fans, will miss Jimmy Lake. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Hey, I'm sure. Look, not only y'all as Panthers fans will, but I'm pretty sure your boy Bryce Young is sitting here thinking, dang, they done got rid of Jimmy. Man, boy, I was cooking against Jimmy. I'm pretty sure your boy Bryce Young is thinking the same thing. He's probably like, man, now that would get a defense coordinator that actually, going to try to play defense. How's that going to work? Jeff Holt says, what in the world, Bo? Any more changes coming up? I don't think so. So I don't know if y'all, so they didn't only get rid of our defense coordinator, but we also got to get rid of the defensive line coach as well. So with that being said, and I don't know if y'all remember me telling you this, or if it's also one of those situations where you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because we get together and we chop it up like this all the time. But in our last coaches meeting, the last game of the year, we had to have an emergency coaches meeting because who expected Bryce Young to put 44 points on our head? But fact of the matter is, I told y'all we were sitting in the suite right behind the bench, right behind the Atlanta Falcons bench. And we were right there where the defensive line was at. The defensive line guys looked frustrated. They looked like they were done. They looked like they were sick of the defensive scheme. They were literally coming to the sideline being like, I was reading lips. Ruka was like, there's nothing I could really do because we were just playing too far off. Whenever we did get pressure, the thing is that the linebackers, most of the time, they were playing far off themselves. A lot of times those linebackers were bailed out, so it wasn't putting any pressure on those quarterbacks. It didn't put any pressure on Bryce Young. So moving forward, I should have seen the writing on the wall, but it wasn't. Not for me. I thought we were bringing back Jimmy Lake. So now the question is, who do you bring back or who do you bring in to replace a Mr. Jimmy Lake? Now, I haven't had the chance to do my research yet, right? But you best believe I'm going to. Now, another thing that you have to keep in mind is that you're going to be bringing in a new defensive coordinator and a new defense line coach. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to be having some new blood in here, and it's going to be one of those cases where hopefully it's going to revamp that whole defensive line play. Now, I don't know if anybody else has heard this, I don't know if anybody else has heard this, and we were talking about this in our chat earlier this week. Jalen Ramsey. There have been some whispers about the Atlanta Falcons and Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if y'all, I don't know if anybody heard this now, but there have been some whispers about Jalen Ramsey and the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Ramsey is a guy who's actually had a really good relationship with our head coach, Raheem Morris. Whenever Raheem Morris got the job, he said, he was like, hey, Jalen Ramsey said, hey, the Atlanta Falcons may have just gotten the best coach in the NFL. That's still yet to be seen. But the fact of the matter is, we know that Jalen Ramsey is a really, really good cornerback. If I'm not mistaken, I believe as far as his tackling numbers last season, or well, this season, because it's still going on, his last season for us, because our season's over with. But this season, I believe he was top 5 in tackles on PFF. I believe he had like a 90s in tackling, or in the high 80s. What did our cornerback struggle with the most? And it is not to necessarily the fault of their own, but what did our cornerback struggle with the most this season, especially getting eaten up on those screens? And whenever those quarterbacks would kind of leak out, we got eaten up with tackling. We could not tackle to save our life. It was almost like whenever Jimmy Lake and Raheem Morris were trying to teach guys how to tackle in practice, they couldn't tackle the dummies themselves because they still had the grease off the chicken wings from the Claremont Lounge. So moving forward, if you bring in some capable quarterbacks, and I don't know if y'all remember this as well, I'm going to ask you, we kept saying before the season started, we needed some more capable cornerbacks. We needed to draft a cornerback. But moving forward, if you bring in a more capable cornerback or cornerbacks, that's going to really help your team tenfold in the future. So I'm definitely, Jamel Hill says Salah. Look, I'm not mad at it, Bo. Mr. O Universe says Terry Fontenot is going to bring in Dennis Allen. Why? I'm more than happy with Dennis Allen. And shouts out to my homeboy Padre, because he brought this to my attention last week. He says, hey, do you remember how bad that New Orleans Saints defense was before they brought in Dennis Allen? He was like, do you remember that? I was like, yes, I remember how bad that defense was. Shouts out to my homeboy, ATLGA Faithful. Also, my homeboy Twisted Torch in here. What's going on, Torch? Much love to you, Bo. Y'all should make sure y'all check out my homeboy ATLGA Faithful on Twisted Torch TV. Great content creators. But they said that New Orleans Saints defense was trash. They were like one of the worst defenses in the league. After Dennis Allen got fired from the Raiders, they brought him in, and he turned that defense around. All of a sudden, Mario Davis is looking like a Pro Bowler, and you got these guys who are steady getting after it. So I mean, look, who knows this division better that's currently available than Dennis Allen and Ryan Nielsen? Am I wrong? Am I wrong for saying this? Dennis Allen and Ryan Nielsen, who knows this division better? That's currently available right now. I mean, Jimmy Lake don't know it because, I mean, he was here this year, but was he here? Was he here? We ain't even going down that road. That's the thing of the past. Fact of the matter is, who knows this division better than Dennis Allen and Ryan Nielsen? I mean, that's something that you definitely got to consider. Tori says, Morris said, he let me get rid of the homie before my job. Yes. He said, let me go ahead and get rid of them before they start looking at me. George also says the players and scheme changes. Yes, they're going to be. There's definitely going to be some changes. The first thing is let's try to teach these cornerbacks how to play some man coverage, because it looks like we were scared of playing man coverage in the past. So let's try to teach these cornerbacks how to play some man coverage. Eric, he says Robert Saleh or someone from the Steelers or Ravens staff. Now, some people mentioned Chuck Smith. Now, for a lot of people that don't know Chuck Smith, he was a longtime Falcon. Um, he's a dirty bird Falcon, but Chuck Smith, he actually had a pass rushing school here in Atlanta. Um, you know, if you ever get a chance to check out his YouTube, Chuck Smith pass rushing school, it's crazy. Like the way that he teaches these guys how to get to the quarterback, teaches them counters, teaches them how to rush with speed, how to rush with power, um, how to use their hands. You got to have violent hands and violent feet. He actually worked with Grady Jarrett his early years whenever he was in the NFL. But you know, every year everybody would ask because we had troubles with our pass rush for years and years and years, and everybody kept asking, why don't we get Chuck Smith in here, an Atlanta Falcons legend? They want forever. He just said Chuck Smith and Steve Wilks or Robert Saleh, me please and thanks. Hello. Yes, I mean, so he kept asking, like everybody kept asking, why don't we get Chuck Smith in here? He's an Atlanta Falcons legend. He knows the city. He's here. Why don't we bring him in to help at least on the defensive line? Then what does he do? He goes over to the Baltimore Ravens, and his position group has led the league in sacks, or is in the top 3 in sacks every year. Ever since he's been a defensive line. Well, I'm sorry, he started out as the outside linebackers coach. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the whole defensive line coach now for the Baltimore Ravens. So every year, his position is top 3 in sacks. Chuck Smith has been sitting here for the last 20 years, and we haven't taken advantage of that asset. Why not bring in Chuck Smith as a defensive line coach? If you talk about running a 3-4 defense, why not bring in Chuck Smith? I'm more than happy with it. More than happy with it. BCL says, first timer, you definitely have the facts. I subscribe. Much love to you, BCL. We definitely appreciate it with you. Look, I need y'all to do a country boy a favor. If you're excited about the Atlanta Falcons possibly taking the next step and doing something big on defense, and you need a way to express it, you don't know how to express it, you can do that by making sure that you hit that like button. Also, if this is your first time chopping it up and chilling with us in emergency coaching meeting, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss us in the future. We would definitely and greatly appreciate that. If Jamel said, y'all spam that like, yes. See, I'm trying to use that new Young Thundercat lingo. Y'all spam that like button. Look, I also need y'all to do a country boy favor. Make sure, so y'all know my little cousin Shady, in my heart, number one safety in the nation. He's leaving to go to Florida today. So he's leaving to go to Florida. We had our emotional phone conversation last night. Try to be tough and not cry, but y'all make sure that y'all show Shady some love, man. He's gonna be going down there to Florida. So next year at the world's largest cocktail party, y'all gonna be showing me a whole bunch of hate, but it's cool though, cause we lucky. My homeboy Stefan Crump lit fresh. He says, hey Bo, Pete Carroll. Now look, the thing is that Pete Carroll, I don't think it'll be one of those cases where he would want to come in as a defensive coordinator. Now, maybe he's at that point in his life where he still wants to be around football, but after you get to a certain point, do you want to come back down? I mean, and look, if he does, I'm definitely cool with it, because I remember how he had that defense looking in USC. I remember how he had that defense looking in Seattle for years. I mean, not just with Dan Quinn, but for many years. Shout out to my homeboy Trey Parrish chilling out with us from Facebook. Much love to you, Tap. Hope you're doing good today, fam. We still got snow over here. Like I said, it's what's that song goes? I've been dreaming of a white January 11th. We still have snow here. I said, I was actually getting ready to throw old turkey on the smoker because I was just getting tired of watching the Falcons getting smoked all the time. And I was like, Coach Roney told me while I was putting together my little contraption, I was trying to put a little firebox together for my smoker. So, I could work on my little minion method for smoking. Like y'all pellet smoker folks, y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. Y'all got them easy bake ovens. But no, I got an offset smoker. So, I was working on that. And Coach Roney told me that we went ahead and we finally let go of Jimmy Lake. And I was like, yes, 1,000 times, yes. John M says, Buddy Ryan, whoa, that's a blast from the past right there. Buddy Ryan, Mr. CDS, yes. Get Dr. Pass Rush, the initial Dr. Pass Rush. I know that your boy Arnold Ebichetti, he say that as well, but the initial Dr. Pass Rush, the real one. Nando says, I say Steve Wilks. And I'm not mad at Steve Wilks. And this is the coaching staff. So we're gonna throw a lot of these names around, and we're gonna check it out and see what we got going on. C Dubs in here. What's going on, C Dubs? C Dubs says Lake Lanier is closed down for sure. Yes, Jimmy Lake Lanier has left the building. He's left the building. Now, look, moving forward, and look here, I apologize if I can't keep up with the chat and I can't keep up with everybody's comments. Archangel, I appreciate that, Archangel. Much love to you, boy. Much love to you. Archangel said D Alfred could go too. Dang, go. Southside Ricky said D Alfred burnt toast. Once again, you got to consider the scheme that these guys were in. D. Alfred, he's been a serviceable starter for years. And let's not forget, he's a Georgia boy. He's a Macon, Georgia boy. Shouts out to D. Alfred, man. Feel the glow. But we got to consider the scheme that these guys are in. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Whenever you look at a Justin Simmons, whenever you look at a Matthew Judon, a D. Alfred, can you look at what happened last year with defense coordinator being completely and totally clueless in a lot of situations? And I apologize. I'm not going to say Jimmy Lake was clueless, but what I am going to say is that either there were one out of two things that were going on. Either one, he was clueless, or two, he felt like he had the situation under control, and the situation was not under control. Because we've had teams with a whole lot less talent on defense that we could actually get more done. So I don't ever want anyone to think that I'm bashing Jimmy Lake or I'm bashing Raheem Morris or any of these coaches or these players who do a heck of a job at the highest level possible. But the fact of the matter is that, unfortunately, Jimmy Lake just couldn't get it done. He couldn't get it done. Dreesy says, congratulations, Shade. Much love, Dreesy. We definitely appreciate that. I definitely make sure that y'all gave him some love, man. Definitely. Traveling Monitor says, Big Low, why not put your name in the hat for defensive coordinator? Well, look here, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just on LinkedIn a few minutes ago. They ain't put the position up yet. But yeah, I'm working. I'm working on that, Traveling Mind. I'm working on that. Corey says continuity. He says we can't change coaches after every season and expect to improve. I mean, I completely understand that, but we can't change coordinators. You can change coordinators and improve. All right. So let's see here. John, he says that $180 million boat anchor that we brought, somebody got to pay for that. And the OC and quarterback coach will get extra heat next year if they survive this year. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Now, hold on, John. Now, first of all, Zack Robinson, he's gonna survive this year. The fact of the matter is that if Zack Robinson is not the offensive coordinator here next year, it's gonna be based on it's gonna be based on his decision. Zack Robinson and coaching staff, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Just feel free to put right or wrong in the chat. Zack Robinson he installed a new offense for the Atlanta Falcons with a new quarterback, two new quarterbacks. Zack Robinson's offense, his first year, looked better than Kyle Shanahan's offense his first year in Atlanta. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Zack Robinson's offense, his first year looked better than Kyle Shanahan's offense his first year in Atlanta. And the reason why I bring that up is we seen how good that offense was moving forward. I see what Zack Robinson's trying to do. And look, they said that last game of the year is pretty much a microcosm of how your team is going to be looking moving forward. I'm happy with Zack Robinson. I'm completely happy with Zack Robinson on the offensive side of the ball. Crut Look Fresh says, Big Low, as a defensive coach, hey, look here, bro. You might want to seriously consider it now. Don't get caught up. Todd Smith says Dean Pease is available. We good on that. we good on Dean Pease. Look, Dean Pease, legendary coach, legendary defensive coordinator, but I don't know if Dean Pease could. I mean, he got hurt last year on the sideline. I don't want. Look, at the end of the day, just being around the football field at practices and pre-games, and I know that he sit up in the box, but bro, football is you got to be in shape to do it. You're out there standing up a whole bunch during the summer. It's a lot on the back, on the knees, and everything else. I don't want DNPs out there hurting or get hurt out there trying to coach this football team. I don't want that. I want him to be happy, during his retirement years. Yeah, so it looks like everybody's agreeing with me. I'm cool with Zack Robinson as my offensive coordinator. Um, at the end of the day, your boy Zack Robinson offense looked better than Kyle Shanahan's offense his first year. And some people may say that Kyle Shanahan had a little bit more talent. Some people may say that. I'm not. I know he had Roddy White, he had Julio Jones, he had Tony Gonzalez, he had who was the running back? Was that wasn't the Steven Jackson year, was it? I think that was the Steven Jackson year. But he had a lot of talent. But I feel like that Zack Robinson offense is a little bit better. John said they had lots of snow out there in Pennsylvania. Well, look, man, I hope that y'all staying warm because I'm definitely staying warm here. I went off and got a kerosene heater. Look here, it's been a long time since I've been in the house with a kerosene heater. But I told Coach Ronan, look, we ain't finna go cold tonight. I said, look, baby, we ain't finna go cold tonight. No, you ain't says, let me let y'all have y'all podcast. Y'all don't have nothing. What's no you ain't talking about? Talking about the Saints. Saints, if I'm not mistaken, they were the last team in the division, right? Or did if I'm not mistaken, didn't Carolina finish over the Saints? If I'm not mistaken. I mean, I could very well be wrong. I could very well be wrong. But so let's just go down the list. Let's just go down the list of some of the guys who have a possibility to be the next defensive coordinator for our Atlanta Falcons. So I know a lot of people said Steve Wilks. So let's look up Steve Wilks here. Let's look at his coaching. Let's look at his coaching background and see everything that he's done over the years. One moment here. All right. So Steve Wilks. We're looking at that Steve Wilks coaching history. Oh, I know Steve Wilks started off at Savannah State. How about that? 9-1 Deucey Pope. So we know that he was head coach in Arizona. They didn't have no talent down there. And then he was also an interim for the Carolina Panthers. And everybody talked about how he really turned that Carolina Panthers team around because they had a possibility of being one of the worst teams. They had a possibility of being one of the worst teams ever that season. Like they were bad. All right, so Steve Wilks, wow, so he was a head coach out there at Savannah State. I did not know that. So Steve Wilks, he was the defensive backs coach for the Chicago Bears. Then he went to the Chargers, hired as a defensive backs coach. And he worked under Ron Rivera, which is how he went to the Panthers when Ron Rivera got the job at the Panthers. Okay. Then he went to the Arizona Cardinals. Then he went to the Cleveland Browns under Freddie Kitchens as the defensive coordinator. See, I didn't know that he went to Missouri in 2021. Then he came back to the Carolina Panthers. And then, this past season, he was with the San Francisco 49ers. So, I mean, look, that's some pretty good coaching experience. I ain't going to lie. T-Mac says, Robert Saleh. Don't forget about your boy, Robert Saleh. And Shaka Zulu, you definitely right. Zach was, he was definitely handcuffed with Kurt. He was handcuffed with Kurt. Craig says, Jerry Gray, he is already in the building and he is respected. Now, I know a lot of people mention Jerry Gray, but the thing is, with Jerry Gray, the issue that I have with him is that, I mean, he's been in the building for a long time, and I know that he doesn't want like a head coaching, or if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he wants a coordinator job either. So, I mean, I don't want to put a job on him that I don't know if he actually wants to take. That's my thing with him. Atlanta Bird Gang says, shouts out to my homeboy Tidy at Atlanta Bird Gang. I wish I had the bell, for my homeboy Tidy, because that's what he normally do. But he says, Zack Robinson did a great job year one. Bijan, Ray, Drake, all had career years, and Mooney career rejuvenated. All this with terrible quarterback play for most of the second half of the season. 6th ranked on PFF, or I'm sorry, 6th ranked offense. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a point, bro. You got a point. I'm not mad at it. Shouts out to my homeboy Tidy. But yeah, I mean, so if you look at Steve Wilks, I mean, he legitimately has a pretty good record there, as far as his past coaching experience. Let's see here. Let's see who else is on the list. I know somebody mentioned Robert Saleh. So let's see Robert Saleh's coaching experience and see what kind of experience he got here. And when I'm pulling that up, y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for us. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. So, Robert Saleh. Let's see here. All right. So, Robert Saleh says he began his coaching career at the collegiate level in 2002. He spent 4 years working as a defensive assistant at Michigan State from 2002 and 2003. Then he went to Central Michigan University and the University of Georgia. So he's one of those guys. He kind of bounces around a little bit. That could be a good thing. That could also be a bad thing because he's trying to get that experience. T. Dave says he is the answer. Okay. Nando says Lovie Smith. Arcade said Lovie Smith wise. Shouts out to my homeboy. Let's get it. T8. He says Jimmy Lake shouldn't have been the only one shown the door. Terry Fontenot should have been right behind him. Daggum. Man. All right. So 2005, Salah was hired as an intern with the Texans, working with the defensive unit. He was retained by Gary Kubiak's staff. That Gary Kubiak staff was legit. Then, okay, so he stayed there up through 2009, where he was promoted to assistant linebackers coach. Okay, what do we need help with, guys? What does this team need help with, coaching staff? This team need help with linebacker play. Seattle Seahawks in 2021, he was hired as a defensive quality control coach for the Seattle Seahawks under Pete Carroll. He spent 3 seasons with the Seahawks. Okay. And then, okay, so he ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Seahawks as a quality control guy on defense. Then with the Jacksonville Jaguars, he was named the linebackers coach under Gus Bradley. That he wasn't retained under Doug Marrone, which is probably a good thing. Then after that, he went to the San Francisco 49ers. He was named the defensive coordinator. We know the legendary run that he had with Kyle Shanahan. Makey Fumble says, I want a coach with experience. There you go. You want that man seasoned. You want him seasoned. We know what he did as a defensive coordinator with the 49ers. He says during the 2019 season, the 49ers defense was 6th in the league in forced turnovers with 27, second in total defense with 281 yards a game, first in pass defense with 169 yards a game, guys. Goodness gracious, that is crazy. 4th in sacks with 48. I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back. 4th in sacks with 48. This is the first time since 2003 the 49ers finished the top 10 in both scoring and yards per game. Saleh helped the team to a 13-3 record and a Super Bowl berth. Then they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. Darnell says, I think we need some edge rushers and Saleh. Look, I'm not mad at that, Bo. Then we know he ended up going to the 40. I'm sorry, he ended up going to the New York Jets. We know that didn't work out. So yeah. Yeah, we know how everything worked out with the Jets. And then, now he's getting ready to coach up, the Green Bay Packers with Matt LaFleur in this playoff game. So look, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. So I mean, look, on a scale of 1 to 10, how we feeling as far as Robert Saleh? Are we feeling it like one of them situations when, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are we thinking about Robert Saleh? 1 as I think I'm good on him. 10 as, hey, I'm getting naked. Let's go lock and load. What are you waiting for? Like where are we at as far as Robert Saleh on a scale of 1 to 10? I ain't gonna lie to you. I knew that 49ers defense was good, but finished top 10 in points and yards defensively with 48 sacks. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, Bo. That's pretty doggone good. On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all let me know what y'all thinking. Y'all put it in the comments, and then I'm gonna follow up with you and make sure that I highlight everybody's comments. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So let's see what everybody's talking about. So Crunk Lit Fresh, shouts out to my homeboy Stefan over there. Crunk Lit Fresh, he says 9. He says, look, I'm almost fully naked. Oh, all right now. All right, chill out there now. CDX says new defensive coach. Oh, he says Red Sleeves and Justin stay now. Look, I want them to stay. I think those guys are talented. Let's see here. Jay says, sweet. We have the talent. Maybe need 1 to 2 guys to be healthy and 1 more top X factor. Yes. Definitely. Almighty Push says 10. He says he's down with it. Corey says 3. He says, I don't know about that one. Archangel says 10. He says, hey, lock and load. Nathan Floyd says Salah would be a 10 for me. Chris 541 says 10.5. He had to go over the parameter. Strapped Up 24 says 10. Mr. CDX says a new defensive coach mean red sleeves and Justin stay down. Look, I'm hoping so, Bo. Like I said, I'm hoping so. Jay says I like Salah. Philip Crawford says with the schedule we got coming up, we better get the best available DC. You ain't never lied about that, boy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Granddaughter says 9. He said he really likes it. John Thomas says he indifferent. He says I'll take it to leave it. Oh man. Jay Coop says I ain't gonna lie. Still had that Jets defense balling. Look, yeah, I mean, look, you ain't never lied about that. Now, another thing that you got to keep in mind is that one thing that we know, and one thing that look, we pick on Raheem Morris about keying all the time, but Raheem Morris does have really good relationships with a lot of guys all over football. So with that being said, you legitimately could be in a situation where, you know, all of these guys that you're looking at, I mean, Raheem Morris could already have those guys' number in his phone. And he might be reaching out to him and saying, hey, hey, Robert, you look, that's great. Hey, Robert, look here. I really like those Jordans that you had on. I really like those 4s. You think you might want to be the defense coordinator at Atlanta Falcons? You know how he be talking all fast. Like, hey, that's real cool. Do you think you might want to be defense coordinator at Atlanta Falcons? Like, chill out, chill out, Raheem. At least ask the man how you doing and everything first before you even start asking the question. Like, look, he might already have the man's number in his phone. So I mean, let's lock and load. Jamel, Greg, they say 8 and 10. Greg says 10. Jamel says 8. Mr. CDX says 7. Tidy, Atlanta Bird Gang. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on YouTube. Atlanta Bird Gang. He says 7.5. He says, look, I'm 3/4 of the way there. He said I'm 3/4 naked. No baby oil. Oh man. Granddad said, Big Low, why you upset at me? He said, you keep skipping over my questions. Nah, boy, I ain't skipping over your questions. I just got a lot of comments in the chat, bro. I ain't trying to skip over your questions, man. Much love to you. Dirty Cosby says, Low, we need DA, old Dennis Allen. He wants that revenge against the Aints twice a year. Bad head coach, but insanely talented defensive coordinator. Well, you know what? Let's look at Dennis Allen. Let's look at Dennis Allen and see what he bringing to the table. You know, because Dennis Allen said, "Hey, you know, it's one of them situations where, you know, some people they want to sit at the table." Dennis Allen said he brings his own. He said he ain't playing no games with y'all. He said he brings his own table, or if he don't bring his own, he'll just build one. He'll cut a tree down and build it. Y'all crazy, boy. All right, let's see what old Dennis Allen talking about. So, Dennis Allen, born in Atlanta, when his father, Grady Allen, was playing for the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people didn't know that. Now, early coaching career, Allen began his coaching career at his alma mater in Texas A&M, College Station. Out there, he says, as a graduate assistant coach under his former coach, R.C. Slocum. Now, with the Atlanta Falcons, Allen was a defensive quality control coach from 2002 to 2003, then a defensive assistant from 2004 to 2005. Allen then moved to the New Orleans Saints as a defensive line coach 2006 to 2007 before being secondary coach 2008 to 2010. We ain't talking about that Super Bowl that the Saints won. We ain't gonna mention that. We're gonna skip over that. We're gonna skip over that for obvious reasons. Then he went to the Denver Broncos after the success with the Saints secondary. He was hired to the Broncos as defensive coordinator. The Broncos defense was in the bottom. Says it was in the bottom half of yards allowed. They ranked 23, but were 5th in sacks in 2011. Okay. Okay. And I remember that Broncos team. Then let's see, he was hired as the head coach. He was hired as the head coach for the Oakland Raiders. We all know how that went. That was let's admit it, that was a dumpster fire. That was a dumpster fire. We all remember how that went. But some people, just like Dirty Cosby says, some people are better coordinators than head coaches. So it said that his second stint with the Saints, he said they rehired him January 20th, 2015, after Rob Ryan was fired later in the year. He was promoted to defensive coordinator. In 2021, Allen briefly stepped in for Sean Payton at whenever he tested positive for COVID-19. So that's whenever he had a kind of an interim head coaching role. But anyway, moving forward, he became uh, I would say interim head coach, but he came in and filled in for Sean Payton after Sean Payton left. It says on December 10th, he was fined $100,000 for defensive end Cameron Jordan faking the injury in Week 13 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the Saints would cheat in doing anything in life. I do not believe that. Now, if you look at his head coaching record, it's not anything to be envied. 4-12, 4-12, 0-4. Then they just shut it down. 7-10, 9-8, 2-7. Then they just shut it down. But moving forward, how are y'all feeling about Dennis Allen being the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons? Give me a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to 10. How y'all feeling? Y'all feel like we should bring Dennis Allen in? If you like it, 10, or 9, 8, 7, 6. If you don't like it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all let me know. How y'all feeling about Dennis Allen? Those Peppers, he says no to Dennis Allen. See, that's already starting off on the wrong foot. Nathan Floyd, he says Dennis Allen, he's a good DC, terrible head coach. Yes. What's that? Big Sweet ATL says off topic, but you inspired me to start up my YouTube channel. You the truth. And much love to you, Bo. I appreciate that, man. Much love to you, Big Sweet. Much love to you, Bo. I definitely appreciate that, Bo. All right, so y'all let me know. 1 to 10. How are y'all feeling? Do you feel like we need to bring in Dennis Allen? If you like it, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't like it, to the worst level, put a 1 in the chat. If you love it and you get naked for it, put a 10 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. I just want to know. All right, so let's see. Let's see what everybody talking about. Ghost Pepper says no, thank you to to Aints rejects. Golly, man. Justin Switcher says I hope Raheem had no input on defense. Daggone. Goodness gracious. Crump Lit Fresh, he says 3. He says 3. I'm 33.3% confident in. I'm 30% confident that we'll get done what we need to get done. Slim Guy says, Big Low, let's be honest here. Do you think the Falcons are going to do right? Look, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that's the case. Let's see. Atlanta Bird Gang in here. He says 4. He says, I'm hoping for something, but I can't give you nothing though. Rose Stackson, he says 7. He's leaning towards something good. James Overton, he got naked. He says I'm all in. Ghost Pepper says 0. He says he's done, but it's not as bad as Shaka Zulu, who is fully clothed, with a flannel on. Jamel Hill, he says 0.5. I mean, not even a 1. Goodness. Nathan Floyd says 8. Archangel likes it. He loves it. He wants more of it. Willie Price says 0. Dang, go. Man, Almighty Push says 5. Dirty Crosby says 9. J. Coop says 7. T. Terry says 4. Chris, he says give it a 7. He says he's leaning towards it. Boxmeister says 2.7. Dang, go. John Thompson says 7. Now, Derek Hughes says 10. He says, I don't mind him being here. Aints defense was good with him. We got more talent here. It would be interesting to see what he does with our guys. I mean, look, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Archangel says, Dennis Allen, terrible coach, not a terrible defensive coordinator. Okay, okay, okay. Darnell's in here. Shouts out to Darnell. Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney in the chat. Much love, Darnell Mooney in the chat. Darnell, I just said Darnell Mooney. I'm sure it's not Darnell Mooney, but he said, "Nah, we good without him." Granddaughter says, "Welcome all Falcons fans to the stream. Welcome all NFL fans watching around the world. Rise up. You already know what time it is." Shouts out to Carrie in here. Carrie says, "What in the world, Bo? Bye, Jimmy." Yes, sir. You already know. Hey, ho, ho. Jimmy Lake has hit the door. You already know it. Jared G's in here says, how y'all doing? We're doing good, Bo. I don't know if you heard the news. We moved on from Jimmy Lake. We have moved on from Jimmy Lake. Oh, man. So, let's see. Big Falcons in here says, first time subscribing. Good stuff. Go Falcons. Much love to you. Y'all make sure y'all welcome Big Falcon to the stream. Anybody else who's recently subscribed, make sure you put it in the comments. Because we definitely want to know so we can welcome you to the coaching staff. Everyone who subscribes are a part of the coaching staff. So, after games and whenever we make these moves during the off season, just other random things that we talk about, it's one of them situations where, we have the coaches meetings. Hence, this is why we're having the emergency coaches meetings. Whenever big things happen like this, we have the emergency coaches meeting. So if it's a situation where you recently subscribed, let us know so everybody in the comments could welcome you to the coaching staff. We definitely and greatly appreciate it. Josh in here says, says, I'm a huge Buccaneers. Much love to you, Josh. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you lose, but thank you so much for joining us. You didn't have to take our divisional championship, Josh. You didn't have to do us like that. You have to do us like that. Now, look, y'all let us know, who else do you think could be a good candidate for the defensive coordinator position for our Atlanta Falcons? Because look, we trying to turn the page. We know this offense is gonna be popping. It's wait a minute, is that what the kids say now? I know that times be changing. We know that this offense ain't skibbity, but it's one of them situations where we want to make sure that this defense is lit. Is that a good one? We'll make sure that this defense fire. That's it. We want to make sure this defense fire at the end of the day. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I'm cool. Hoping I'm cool with the cool kids. We'll make sure that the defense fire. Yeah, we just pulled up Robert Saleh. Man, Robert Saleh had the best. He had the best results. Everybody really liked what Robert Saleh was doing. Everybody really liked, all his coaching experience and everything in the past. Shaka Zulu says, Big Low. He says, I'm about to start my channel. He says, you, Smitty, and Bird on y'all been spot. Man, I definitely appreciate that, Shaka, Bo. Much love to you, man. Hit me up, Bo. I'm definitely glad to hear that, man. Definitely glad to hear that. Definitely. All right, so Zachary Noble. Zachary Noble says, look here, you might want to consider Jeff Ulbrich. Okay. Let's pull up Jeff Ulbrich, see what he's talking about. While I pull up Jeff Ulbrich, I'm just going to make a case for myself, to be the new defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. So just want to let y'all know, I feel like I should be defensive coordinator at Atlanta Falcons because, I believe I'm just going to throw a whole bunch of coaches jargon and coaches talking there. I feel like I should be the new defense coordinator at Atlanta Falcons because I'm gonna have my defense play on their toes instead of their heels. We're gonna focus on being aggressive. We're gonna focus on tackling, and we're gonna make sure that we're disrupting the offense. And I have a lot of really, really good teaching Uh, I have a lot of good ways of teaching my guys on making sure they do things like hitting gaps correctly, making sure that they take angles correctly, just making sure that they just play together as a unit. As a unit, we don't just run and tackle, we go and swarm. We don't run and tackle, we go and swarm. So, you know, if it's a situation where you want Big Low to be your defensive coordinator, give me a scale of 1 to 10. How y'all feel about it? I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out here. Hopefully, the Atlanta Falcons are listening. I'm just gonna throw it out here. Give me a scale of 1 to 10 on what you think about it. As far as my past coaching experience, I had coaching experience on the middle school level, high school level, um, you know, a little bit on the college level. Defensive line. Started out as a QA quality analysis. Defensive line, defensive coordinator. Middle school and high school level. And here recently, for 2024, I really started on NCAA. You know, that's where I got my college experience in. Whenever I've been coaching up my dynasties on NCAA, I started with Tennessee because I thought my little cousin was gonna be playing football at Tennessee, but I ended up changing. I got a defense coordinator job uh, at the University of Florida. But give me a scale of 1 to 10. You feel like Big Low Kuntry should be, defense coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Look. I just, I'm just throwing that out there just in case the Atlanta Falcons watching, you know, because you know, I ain't never mad at it. I ain't never mad at it. Let's see here. All right. So Jeff Ulbrich. Okay. And while I'm pulling that up, let me see what everybody said. Marlon Mitchell says 10. A Love says 100. We might be getting somewhere. King Richard says 10 for Big Low. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Jabri here says 15 to 10. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. A Love says 100. 100. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Lowski says fast, physical, furious, and free. Hello. You already know what time it is. Mr. CDA says 10. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He says, Coach Low, 10. Much love to you, Coach Treese. Much love to you. Archangel says 10. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, all right, for Jeff Ulbrich. Jeff Ulbrich, so a lot of people don't realize he actually played in the league. Played for the San Francisco 49ers. Now his coaching career was started in for the Seattle Seahawks as a special teams coach. Jeremy Dupree says, Shady going to the Florida. Yeah, Shady going to the Florida Gators, man. Going to the Gators. We're gonna be chomping this fall. So he started with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, one thing that I don't know if y'all noticed, a lot of these coaches, they don't just come in as defensive coordinators, right? A lot of these coaches, they ain't like the Deshaun Watsons and the Michael Vicks of the world. They don't just come in as head coaches. Like they normally get a quality analysis job, or they'll get like a job as a assistant positional coach, or they'll get a job as a special teams assistant or a special teams coordinator. Now you see here, Jeff Ulbrich, he got special teams assistant job for the Seattle Seahawks. Then he became the linebackers and special teams coach at UCLA. Then where did he come to? He came to the Atlanta Falcons. He was part of that Super Bowl team. He was the linebackers coach whenever Vic Beasley led the league in sacks. And then he was moved to defensive coordinator when Raheem Morris got the interim head coach job. And then moving forward, he went to the Jets, as their defensive coordinator. Now, one thing that y'all notice is that a lot of these coaches, they don't stay nowhere long. They don't stay nowhere long. But, moving forward, he had the interim job for the Jets last year, and he went 3-9. But look, I mean, for him to just start coaching in 2010 and to be a head coach in 2024 in the NFL, I mean, that's like I said, sometimes it's one of those cases where, you know, things just get accelerated. But I want to I want to ask y'all, Jeff Ulbrich, how do y'all feel on a scale of 1 to 10? Jeff Ulbrich, which, y'all let me know. 1, if you don't like it. I know some people put zeros, especially for Dennis Allen. Y'all really can't stand Dennis Allen. Daggone. But some people put a 0 in, but from 1 to 10, how y'all feeling about Dennis Allen? If y'all like Dennis Allen coming in, you know, put a 10 in the chat, or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or whatever. If it's a situation you don't like it, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you indifferent, 5. I just want to know how y'all feeling. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? Yeah, see, it's crazy because the coaching staff is so smart. The coaching staff, and I talk about the coaching staff, I'm talking about our coaching staff. All of y'all are so smart. Y'all are mentioning all these names that could legitimately come in and help this team. Because Jeff Ulbrich, what have we had issues with this season? Linebacker play. Who played linebacker in the NFL, coached linebacker in the NFL, and whenever he was coaching for the Atlanta Falcons, we had some really good linebacker play out of him. You got it, Jeff Ulbrich. So look, that's perfect. Once again, y'all never cease to amaze me. Y'all are always on top of it like brown gravy. Shouts out to my own boy T Will in here for my ATL Sports One. Y'all make sure y'all check out T Will, Bo. Making great content over there. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. See what he's talking about over there. He's live daily. He's live daily. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. See what he got going on. T Will says 8. He says he would like it. J Coop says 9. He says, look, I'm almost naked, Bo. I just gotta take my socks off. I'm fully there. Nathan Floyd says 7.5. He says he's almost there, but look, you got to show me the baby. Archangel says T Will. Shouts out, man. I said, what? Shouts out to T Will in here, Bo. One of the great people in the Atlanta Falcons content creator space. Michael Smith says 6. He says I'm a little bit over half, but I ain't. But I ain't locking and loaded yet. Ghost Pepper says Coach Lowe wouldn't mind having Jeff Ulbrich as a linebackers coach. 7.9. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like we were saying. I mean, people were saying they want a little bit more experience. Shoot, I mean, he's had what, 4 stops. So, I mean, I know that he had a good time with the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons is where he's been the most at in his career. He started here in 2015 and he left in 2020. A lot of times coaches don't stay that long unless you're a head coach. A lot of times coaches come and go. Boca says 7. Jerry G's in here giving everybody a hard time. I see you here, Jerry. Much love to you, Bo. A Love says 3. He says, I don't know about that one. T Will's here showing love. Archangel says 10. He says he would love it. He would love it if we brought in Jeff Ulbrich. T Terry, Black Mario, they say 4. Shaka Zulu says 6.5. He says, I kind of like it. Dr. Slick's in here. Says, what in the world about? What's going on, Dr. Slick? Hope you're doing good tonight. Well, today, fam. What's going on, Bo? Oh, man. Chris White, he says 4. Dre Murphy says 7.5 on Jeff Ulbrich. Okay. Clay Melton says 8. Okay. I'm not mad at it. Yes, Wilks is still out there. We actually looked at Wilks a little bit earlier. J. Coop says, hey, Bo, who would you want as DC? Who's your number 1 choice? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have a 1A and 1B. And I'm glad that you asked me that question, J. Coop. Robert Saleh, Ryan Nielson. That's my 1A and 1B. Robert Saleh, because I think the issue that we've had with our defense as far as the Atlanta Falcons. And y'all feel free to let me know if you disagree. But I feel like the issue that we had with our defense as far as the Atlanta Falcons go is that you have three defensive back guys running your defense. You have Raheem Morris, you have Jimmy Lake, and you have Jerry Gray. Three defensive back guys, three guys who are in the back, the defensive backfield. They don't focus on getting to the pass rushers. I mean, they don't focus on getting to the quarterback. They don't focus on pass rushing. They're not peeping something out and saying, "Hey, I see this in practice, Matthew Judon. I need you to fix this." Like there's nobody there with the voice of authority that's saying, "Hey, we need to fix this." Now, Robert Saleh, the thing that I love about him is that, we all remember how talented that 49ers defensive line was for years with Robert Saleh. We remember they led the league in sacks, or they were in the top 3, top 5 in sacks over and over and over again. And it took them to the Super Bowl. It took them deep in the playoffs. Even times whenever their offense wasn't the best. Robert Saleh, I feel like he's a linebackers guy, but if you're talking about running a 3-4 defense, Robert Saleh would be my number one guy. My 1B would be Ryan Nielson because of what Ryan Nielson was able to do whenever he was with the Falcons before. Ryan Nielson would be the guy for me. And the reason why I say that is because we seen what we seen what he's capable of. And just imagine if you put him in that defense that you had last year with this offense this year. I just need complimentary football at the end of the day. That's all I need. So if we could put something together where we could at least pinch an offense, I'm good with it because I know that Michael Penix could get me 24 points. If you get me 24, 27 points, we have a chance to win every day. We have a chance to win every day. And Uncle Steve, he's texting me right now talking about, yes, Robert Saleh. he texts me right now in the Southern Silk chat about Robert Saleh. Let's go. Now, remind you now, Raheem Morris, I don't know if y'all seen the picture. Whenever he was at the Penn State game, I mean, so he's the he's the godfather of the Penn State head coach's daughter. So, he was there, make sure that he's seen his goddaughter. But fact of the matter is that he could be looking at another hot shot head coach. I mean, I'm sorry, a hot shot defensive coordinator somewhere to try to bring them up again. But I think we're all in agreement whenever we say that it's one of them situations where we're not trying to go back to another rookie coordinator. If I'm not, am I right or wrong? If y'all agree with me and think that we shouldn't go with a rookie defensive coordinator, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where you want to step out on faith to go for a rookie defensive coordinator, put a 2 in the chat. I ain't mad at you. Like if that's what you want to do, I just want to know what y'all thinking because I might be. I might be wrong. It could be one of them situations where I was thinking one thing where I should have been thinking another. But if y'all feel like we should go ahead and get an experienced guy, put a 1 in the chat. But if y'all feel like we should go ahead and get somebody else, put a 3 in the chat. Like I said, you know I just want to know what y'all think. Oh man, let's see what everybody's talking about. Let's see what everybody's talking about. All right, so Jalen, J. Coop, Dante Spade. What's going on, Dante? They all say that they feel like it's one of those cases where we should get an experienced guy. Archangel, he says one, he says we need experience, not another experiment. Hello. Yes, sir. You are definitely correct. Dante Spade, Marlon Mitchell, they all say one. They feel like we need experience. We don't need to be, playing and experimenting anymore. Shaka Zulu put 111 ones in here. T Waters says one. Christopher White says we have to get Will Williams. Okay, okay. Clay Melton, Mr. CDX, they say 1. They feel like it's one of them cases where you want that experience. Now, Corey, he says 2. He says young and innovative is the way to go. Okay, okay. I always try to keep an open mind so they can peek in it. Darnell, Dante Spade, A Love, Reggie Ridge, they say 1. They feel like we should go with the experience. Ghost Pepper says, time to go get an experienced defensive coordinator in here to get things done. We can't Matt Ryan Penix, where he puts up huge numbers only to have defenses ruin what the offense did. Ghost Peppers, please say that one more time for the people in the back. He says, we can't Matt Ryan, Michael Penix, where he puts up huge numbers only to have the defense ruin what the offense did. He's completely correct. It's like you're in a situation where you could possibly have another franchise quarterback. We're not trying to put him in a situation where he scores 35 points or he scores 38 points and we still lose games. That can't be the case. Once again, Ghost Peppers is it just like Ashanti said, he's always on time. Tracy says, 1 wants that experience. Ghost Peppers agrees. Archangel says, stop playing around with our defense. And let's get real. Yeah, look, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Gene Davis says 1 experience for the win. Dre Murphy says 1. We also got a special guest in here. You got Brother T. Will in here. What's going on, T. Will?
What in the world, Bo? How you doing?
Man, shoot, bro. We in here just trying to make it, bro. Taking it slow like a cat eating a grubber hole. Over here, glad that these doggone Falcons finally made the right decision and moved on from Jimmy Lake. So what we've been talking about is what direction you think we should go now that we finally cut the fat.
So I'm guessing we're talking about 4-3 versus 3-4 and the potential quarterback DC replacements that we can throw in there. Is that pretty much?
Yes.
Oh boy. I think Grady, honestly, I think this defense is probably better geared towards 4-3. That's just me, you know. So that, and then I like Steve Wilks. I don't think we'll get Robert Saleh. I know that San Francisco has to interview other coaches, but I really think they have their. What's up, Jay Coop? How you doing? I think they really have their hearts set on Robert Saleh. So I think if Robert Saleh wants it, he can go to San Francisco. I don't know what his choice is, but for me, I'd go Steve Wilks. Jeff Ulbrich isn't bad. You talked about Jerry Gray, right?
I talked about Jerry Gray a little bit. And one of the main reasons why I didn't really touch on Jerry Gray is for this comment that Michael put up. He says the new DC has to come from outside the organization, and
That
I
makes
agree.
sense. And plus, I don't think he really wants to be a coordinator, right? I think I heard somebody say that a while ago. I think he just wanted to be in the background. So, hey, you could do worse than Steve Wilks. I definitely like Robert Saleh. Jeff Ulbrich is pretty good. Dennis Allen, I mean, he's a good defensive coordinator, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to be a leader of men. And look at some coordinators are good at coordinators, but they just cannot handle head coaching positions. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Who's your top choice, Lo? Give me your thought.
I'm really leaning towards Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh, Ryan Nielson, and then Steve Wilks. That's what I'm leaning towards because I mean, I really feel like Robert Saleh, what he did with that 49ers defense, I remember whenever they really turned the corner. But like what he did with that 49ers defense, like they were always in the top 5 in sacks. I mean, he's a linebackers guy. So I mean, that's something that we've had a struggle with this season. You know, it's like I said earlier, you have, Raheem Morris, you have Jimmy Lake, and you have Jerry Gray. All of these guys are defensive backs guys. They don't care nothing about the front seven.
Yeah.
They the whole season it showed. The only thing they were trying to do was protect the back seven. They just didn't want their defense to get burned, and
Yes.
it showed. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I want somebody who's either a linebackers guy or a defensive line guy to come in and help us get to the quarterback, and maybe, you know, not care too much about those defensive backs' ego so much, where we could actually play aggressive defense.
Mm. Um, didn't they fire the defensive lines coach as well for the Falcons?
They fired the defensive line coach too. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I think they did. I wish Chuck Smith was out there. I know he's not, but I think Chuck Smith would be a tremendous addition. I promise you, he'd get those sacks up. At a
Yes.
minimum, those sacks would be up. So, I mean, what do you think about Chuck Smith for the defense coordinator?
Man, I've been calling for Chuck Smith. Well, as a defensive line coach or outside linebackers coach, I've been calling for Chuck Smith for years.
Yeah,
Even before he got into coaching, I was like, "Hey, y'all, the man is literally begging to be a coach." He's been out here on the show saying, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, coach, though, like, I even went to the Falcons back when we had Vic Beasley and said, hey, I can help him out," and it like they really didn't follow up with me. So it's like I can't beg them. I can't beg them to, let me help them become better. So look, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I would love to have them, but it seems like I can't make them want something.
yeah, yeah. I never understood that. I mean, because Coach, like you say, Chuck's been doing clinics here for years, and some of the best rushers in the world swear by his teaching. They were attending his classes. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you know what I mean. You wouldn't give him a chance, but I think he'd be a great addition. Look it. I don't mind Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen seems to be a good defensive coordinator, but he would have to be like break in case of emergency. You know what I mean? I'd have to have gone through Saleh, Wilks, Ulbrich. Who's the guy that was in Jacksonville that we had before?
Ryan Nielson.
Nielson. Is he available?
So I know that they just fired their head coach.
Okay.
So, I
Okay.
mean, I think everything's kind of up for grabs in that regard. So I don't know if the new coach plans on retaining them, or how exactly that's supposed to work.
I got a question for you, Lo. Do we know of the available defense coordinators, who is Raheem cool with? Because Raheem has ties to a lot of folks.
Raheem cool to everybody, man.
Yeah. Who else has Raheem worked with? I guess from a defensive, like Steve Wilks was already in the building, so I
Yeah.
mean, he'd have to be. I mean, at least
He got to
called
be an
in for an
interview,
interview,
right?
right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. He got to be an interview, like, I mean, that's what I would think. But I mean, one thing that I've noticed, like whenever whenever they'll interview some new guys, or coaches try to bring in some guys for interviews. One thing that I noticed is that they'll go to those guys who were in their division that used to whoop up on them, or used to
Yeah.
get the better of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that you might have to consider. And I mean, Robert Saleh, if he was in the NFC West with
Mm-hmm.
Raheem Morris whenever he
Mm-hmm.
was in Los Angeles, I mean, that's something that you may want to consider.
Yeah.
Um, Raheem Morris, you may also want to consider trying to bring that old thing, trying to find my way back. He might be trying to find his way back with Jeff Ulbrich as well. So,
Did he work with Ulbrich before?
yeah, here in Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
So,
I didn't know.
yeah, Jeff Ulbrich was here, and we were just, as a matter of fact, I still got it pulled up here. T. Will, give me 1 second. So Jeff Ulbrich was here from 2015 to 2020.
Mm.
Well, 21. But
Yeah.
he was here and he was the linebackers coach. And then he took over as the defensive coordinator when Raheem Morris became the interim head coach. So if there's anybody,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So if there's anybody, so basically, if there's anybody he would have trusted to become the head coach on the staff at that time, he trusted Jeff Ulbrich the most. So I mean, that could be a possibility as well.
That could be. That could be.
Shouts out to Eric Parker in the chat. Much love to you, Eric. What's up, big bro?
Mm.
Then let's see. You also got Sadrian says, no Jeff Ulbrich. Please God, no.
I wonder why he says that. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Eric Parker says he wants Steve Wilks for DC and Ryan Nielson for defensive line coach.
There you go, little brother. I can't wait. But that'd be taking a step back for Nelson, would it not? I
It
don't
would
think
be.
he'd do that. I don't think he'd do that.
Yeah, I don't think he would do that either. But it would be beautiful.
Oh, I mean, absolutely in a perfect world. But how many? So there what? 7, 8 jobs. Like who else is fired? How many positions are available at D coordinator? You got well, obviously the Jaguars and the Falcons are there. Who else? Let's see. Who else fired their defense coordinator? Let me pull that up. What else?
Okay.
I want to say it was 5 or 6 people.
Shouts out to Atlanta Falcon Fandemic. It says, with Raheem ties to other experienced DCs, why did he opt to go with an inexperienced, unproven Jimmy Lake?
That's a good question. That I don't want to speculate, but that's a good question. That because I've wondered. What I've heard from most people is that you either pick one or the other. So if you go with a new offensive coordinator, your defense coordinator has to have experience, or vice versa. And he went with 2 new ones, and it's a good question.
Man, Jimmy Lake is homeboy, man. Raheem Morris knows that on Tuesday nights at the Claremont Lounge, nobody else could back him up. Because Raheem Morris knows whenever he starts saying, "Let me hold you tight," he know that Jimmy Lake gonna come all through.
Oh wow! Oh,
he knows it.
I feel the need to say pause right there.
Lord have
I don't
mercy.
know why. I just feel the need to say pause. What up, A1? How you doing, man?
What's good, family?
What's going on?
Dude, man, just out here, you know what I'm saying, playing in the snow because Jimmy Lake gone. Nah, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Hey, man, we were just talking about it yesterday. Hey, it's a possibility it could happen. You never know. We had to wait and see. Next thing you know, hey, ho, ho, let it snow. Jimmy Lake, because he got to go.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, it had to be done, family. It had to be done. I'm sorry. That had to be done.
Man, I was worried. I thought they were finna keep him.
I mean, sure, you know, we talked about that yesterday, man. In our chat and everything, I was just like, man, it just seems like all signs point to running it back, building that continuity. But we also said if there was any changes that need to be made, we all was in agreement about Jimmy Lake.
Boy. So let me ask you this, Chris. Like, who do you think they should bring in?
Man. Well, again, I mean, sure, I'm just gonna stick to my guns to what I said in the chat, bro. We need to go try to see if we can get Chuck Smith to get on this defensive line, get those big uglies right, or the big pretties, as you like to say, Big Low. You know what I'm saying? Got to get those guys right, man. Get some fire under those guys, and like you said, Chuck Smith had the school. teaching guys pass rush moves, counter moves, everything like that. He can come in, teach some of our young guys. Remember, Braylon Trice is coming back. Remember, we got Arnold Abracady. We got Brandon Dorlises. You know, all those guys, the young guys, he can come in and help. I feel like instantly. And then, man, I feel like you need to go ahead and throw whatever you can at Steve Wilks or Robert Saleh. Those are like the top two guys for me. I hear Dennis Allen, I hear Jeff Ulbrich, and those are cool. But I feel like you should swing for the fences first. And then if you miss it, okay, then try to go get somebody else. But those two guys, they top for me.
Look, I ain't mad at it. T. Wood, did you ever find out who the open defense coordinator positions?
I guess I suck as a researcher. I have 3 thus far. I've got Falcons, Jags, Raiders. I'm looking for other folks that got fired. So just give me a few more and we'll see. It's
Wait
tough.
a minute. Wasn't Ryan Nielson? So Ryan Nielson is gone in Jacksonville?
Well, they fired the head coach, so we don't know if he's going to stay for the new one, but he's potentially out there.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I know they got rid of old Dougie.
Yeah, they did. They didn't.
Hey, did you hear who the Jacksonville Jaguars are also talking about interviewing?
No,
for head coach.
Nah, the Buccaneers OC, and I'm like, take them.
Yes.
Liam Cohen?
Yes, 1,000 times, yes. Please take him off our hands.
Please.
For real. Because I hate to talk about the Bucs, but I gotta give Liam Cohen his props.
They balled out this year.
Yeah, man. And when they had lost Mike Evans and Godwin, he revamped the offense and they pretty much almost won out.
Did
they only lost one game.
Did the Giants fire their head coach?
No, Dayball is still there.
Yeah,
they are running it back with Dayball.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yep, they are running it back with Dayball.
Nathan Floyd said 49ers, Colts, and Bengals.
Okay, to go along with the Falcons, Jags, and Raiders.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think we can come out with a good defensive coordinator out of that bunch right there. No disrespect to the 49ers and the Bengals, but I think we more so on the rise than them two. Well, Bengals is tough because they had the best passer and wide receiver this year and still ain't went nowhere.
They still ain't went because they need the defense.
So maybe the Bengals, but outside of that, Bears, man, right? I think we on the way up.
And the Bears, right?
Well,
their head coach? They fired their head coach.
Yeah,
I didn't. Did Everflus get fired? I didn't see Everflus getting fired. I did see that. Okay. I missed that one. Yeah, I missed that one.
No, he got fired. Okay, he got fired in season.
So okay.
That's Falcons, Jags, Raiders, 49ers, Colts, Bengals, Bears, and Saints.
You know what? I'm tripping because I did see something about Everflus, like maybe the Jets or somebody looking at him for DC.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Now, Mike says, screw it and bring Kirby Smart in to run the defense. I don't think
he's not leaving Georgia.
I don't think people realize how Kirby is treated in Athens.
Like royalty.
He doesn't have to pay for anything.
Bro.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Like,
go Dogs.
Kirby ain't leaving. You would clearly have to force him out of there. Kirby ain't leaving Georgia, bro.
Man.
Kirby has no reason to leave Georgia Bulldogs at all. He don't have no reason to do that.
That man loves the Dogs so much. After every interview, he's like, "Go Dogs."
Go Dogs.
You ever notice that? After whenever they interview him at halftime, he's like, "Yeah, we need to get the defense needs to do a better job. We can't make the mistakes that we did." Well, thank you, Kirby. Go Dogs.
And go Dogs.
End of every interview. He loves Georgia, and Georgia loves him.
The crazy thing is that ain't even media training, because during this whole recruitment process, do you know what that man said to me every time he got off the phone?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
That's just probably
that's in his programming, bro.
That's in his programming.
Go Dogs.
Bro, that's probably what he tells his wife every night.
Every night, right? I love you, honey. Go Dogs,
baby. Go
right.
Dogs. Right. That's just him. That's just him.
and she probably like, going to bed, honey? Yeah, going to bed. All right, go Dogs. Go Dogs.
That's just him, man. Like, whenever he send me text message, and like how the conversation's over. Go Dogs. Like that's just what it is.
And like Ghost Pepper said, yeah, Everflu's pockets timeouts too. We don't need no more of that in Atlanta. No, no, thank you. We don't have enough of that in Atlanta. We got
Yeah,
our share.
I agree. I
We got our
agree.
share.
I
We got
agree.
our share. I think this going ahead and put that out the pasture.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that spreading. I would agree. I would agree.
What? Hey, real quick, wouldn't that be something to have Everflus and Raheem Morris on the same coaching staff?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Don't
I
even
said,
put
bro,
that.
did we just go from bad to worse?
Don't even put that in the ethos, man. Don't put that out there. Don't
Oh
do.
no, 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 no. If Terry want to keep a job, I don't think he gonna do that.
You
I
don't
think
want to do
I
that.
think it's one of those situations with Eberflus. I think a lot of his situation was on that with the quarterback. I never really been a big Caleb Williams fan, but like him running around there like a chicken with his head cut off, they just thought he was supposed to come save him. It's like that's just not how it works. There was so many times he just put them in some bad situations. Now he made some crazy throws 2 or 3 times a game, but the only issue is that he would put them in terrible situations 5 and 6 times a game. So you can't really, you can't put all of it on Eberflus. We also got
Yeah.
Superman chat in here. Unks in here. He says, fellas, Chuck Smith sounds good for nostalgia, but you may want to bring in an experienced guy. Maybe Salah, reassemble a Quinn makeover. Da da da. That's a Superman chat. Shouts out to Uncle Steve, man. Y'all make sure
Uncle
y'all tap in.
Steve.
Hey,
What's
I'm
going
not even gonna
on?
lie to you though. Like Chuck Smith for me, I don't want him as my DC. I want him as my defensive line. I would love to have Steve Wilks or Robert Saleh as my actual defensive coordinator. I just want Chuck Smith on the staff because I believe that so he can be able to get that pass rush right, be able to have those guys motivated. I'm just thinking about he's a former Atlanta Falcon, so I believe so it's going to be like a little extra so because he used to play for the organization, so of course he wants to see the success. I'm just trying to dot some I's, man. That's all.
Look, I'm not mad at it, Chris. Like, I would love to have Chuck Smith in here coaching that defensive line. Like it's like I said earlier in the stream, like Chuck Smith, like he's been around for the last 15 years, and you watch all these clips about how he's getting all these great defensive ends and these outside linebackers at the best shape of their lives and teaching them all kinds of techniques. James, hey, what's the kid's name? Houston. Um, that played for the Colts.
Damn, my bad. I had just
Justin Houston. Justin
Oh,
Houston,
Justin Houston, yeah.
right
Man,
there from right down there in Statesboro, Georgia. Shouts out to 912. Justin
fuck
Houston
the
from
911.
Statesboro, Georgia, you know, a Georgia boy, all those years training with Chuck Smith, all these other guys training with Chuck Smith, and then they go back to their own respective teams and dominate. Meanwhile, you had them right here in your backyard, and y'all didn't take advantage of the asset.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You got that's true, bro. And my thing is, man, I feel like, bro, this right here was just a science project, and the science project went wrong,
Blew up.
and now they just got. And then also, I got a comment to something that you said earlier because I feel like you were absolutely right. I do not feel like Raheem Morris wanted to fire Jimmy Lake.
Oh, really? Yeah, he didn't want to fire Jimmy
I,
Lake.
I don't think so either. I really don't. But when we hear that evaluation word, that's a part of evaluating. You got to evaluate the coaches, and that last game of the season, just like how you just went back to a pumpkin, it's just no, that just can't happen. It just can't.
Jimmy Lake did. I'm sorry, Raheem Morris did everything in his power not to fire. How you get fired late?
How you get fired on your day off?
You got
You got
fired on
fired
your
on a
day
snow
off,
day. You got fired on a snow day.
on a snow day. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
so it's like I said, as bad as this defense was, this isn't a situation where it's like you have to stop and evaluate stuff. Like this would just be a common sense decision. I feel like Raheem Morris was legitimately like, hey, nah, wait a minute, guys. I think we could really keep Jimmy Lake. Jimmy Lake does really good things for us. Like keep. Hey, Terry, I really like those wingtip shoes that you got, man. You gotta let me know
wow.
where you got those things from. Like keep. So Jimmy Lake can stay, right? I mean, I feel
Oh
like that's
wow.
exactly how the conversation went.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Well, I know one thing. I know what I'm playing tonight. I don't know about y'all. Let it snow. Let it snow.
You better hit that though, Chris.
My bad. You know, I'm on with Big Low. I gotta
You better
represent.
hit that though,
I
Chris.
Oh
know,
man, look at
I, I,
Chris.
I know Uncle Steve is in the chat too. I gotta represent.
Hey, hey. So guys, Steve Wilks has an interview with the Colts. Scheduled. And I think it's for a head coach position.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves a head coaching job. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he got the short end of the stick in the Carolina. So look,
Mhm.
for a brother to have a interview for a head coaching job, look, I'm all down for it. The question is like, is it a legitimate interview or is it a check the boxes interview? That's the
Oh, wait a
question.
minute. Wait a minute.
And that's sad to even
Wait.
think that could be.
Guys, I'm wrong. I think it's for the because it's for a DC position.
DC job? Okay.
Yeah, it's for a DC position. Robert Saleh has an interview with no, they already interviewed him. Brandon Staley has an interview with them, and Deshae Townsend interviewed with them already.
Oh, okay.
The Bengals are interviewing Patrick Graham, DeMarcus Covington, and Matt Eberflus, of all people. Looks like for
Yeah,
defense
go.
coordinator.
Yeah, get Matt Eberflus. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you ain't got to worry about him calling timeouts. So go ahead and get Eberflus, and that way you can leave Saleh and Wilks still out there just possibly for the Falcons.
The Colts
Yeah.
are interviewing Lou Anarumo. I butchered his name. Whatever. Lou Anarumo, Steve Wilks, and Ephraim Banda for defensive coordinator. And then I don't see any other interviews scheduled. So, yeah, it's pretty much wide open. I think the 49ers are going to hire Salah. I think they're interviewing these folks just because they have to, because of the Rooney Rule. But quite candidly, as soon as they get done with that third interview, I think they're going to offer Salah the position. I don't know if he'll take it, but, But the good news is 49ers aren't interviewing Steve Wilks. That's right, because they fired Steve Wilks. Because
They fired Steve Wilks.
that was the year they went to the Super Bowl? Or was that the year after that they lost?
Year after,
That's most recent. Yeah. So
I think it was a year after.
yeah.
RJC gave us a $1. That's still worth a da. That's a Superman chat. We definitely appreciate it, RJ.
Worth more than Jimmy Lake.
Oh wow.
Gone.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, from way downtown. From way downtown.
From half court like Trey Young.
From half court like Trey Young. Dropping down. What do you guys think of Antonio Pierce?
I'll definitely take it. AP.
What's he run, a 3-4 or 4-3 in Las Vegas?
Don't start me lying.
Anybody know? Anybody in the chat know? What's Antonio Pierce run? You know what? Oh wow. Wow.
He elevated him.
Here we go. What in the world, Bo? You back?
My bad. I hit the wrong button. I went to go turn my light on, but see, I got long johns on, so I'm covered up. But I just didn't want y'all to see me in my long.
Oh, that was respect.
Yeah.
I respect that, Low. I respect the heck out of that, Low.
Yeah, I mean, I'm covered up, but I mean,
Big Low is considerate. That's all. Big Low is considerate. That's all.
So it's like I ain't want y'all to.
That's that Southern hospitality right there.
That's it. That's it. I mean.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I
Michael
figure
said pause.
I figure y'all didn't want to
Michael
see that,
said
you know.
pause.
What we pausing for? Like
You
it
right.
would have
You
been
right.
paused if I
You
would have
right.
got up. You know, if I would have got
Oh
up
my
and like
goodness.
slowly went over there and
Oh my goodness. Oh
took my
wow.
time coming back. Like,
Oh
like
wow.
that would have been pause worth the moment. Like
Antonio said Big Low got on a onesie. Chill, bro.
Oh wow.
what,
Oh.
what,
Oh wow.
come on, Antonio. What in the
Oh
world?
wow.
Antonio ain't gonna let you live, bro. Antonio.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Antonio is not having it. He is not having it. But you know what though? Big Low, we had Antonio on our show earlier this week, and he was giving it to everybody on the panel. So
Man, you
that's
gotta
just
love
him.
Antonio, man.
Hey man,
He was,
Antonio's a jokester, man.
Boy, you
hey
gotta love
man, he
Antonio.
was dishing it out. You hear me?
He
He was
he
giving
come
it
out
to
of
everybody.
nowhere with it too. You don't even see it coming. He just
Yeah,
say smack.
yeah. Antonio's an assassin.
Shout out to Atlanta Falcons fan Demick. He says, "Well, it could be worse. Thanks for saving us from the hot balls." Now, first of all,
Oh wow.
Atlanta Falcons fan Demick. That's not hot balls I was talking about. See,
he,
you,
he made he made
I gotta get your minds out of the gutter.
Oh wow.
Wow,
Big Low said that
Oh
wasn't
wow.
what I meant. That wasn't what I meant. Damn it.
That's a good one, Fat David. Oh man,
He's like,
y'all
that
are on
just wasn't what
fire
I meant,
today.
damn it.
boy. Nuka says, "Big Low genuinely getting naked. Say it ain't so." Like, wait a minute now.
Oh wow. I see where this is going.
Then
Yeah.
Kenneth Collette says, Big Low sporting a Superman thong. First of
Come
all,
on now.
first of
Damn.
all, first of all, first of all, Big Low like loves the naked. You know, we be free balling. That is like ain't no
I, I thought
ain't
you
no
were gonna
thongs on
say
hip
you were
hop.
I thought you were gonna say you were a Batman fan, Big Low. I
I'm
didn't know
I'm
where you
I'm,
were
I'm
going with
about. First of all,
that. I
I
didn't
think
know.
I know. I think I know what this show needs. Some damn Lysol. Where is it? Some damn Lysol.
Oh wow. Oh, Antonio's just going in now for no reason. He
Said
just
Big Low looking like Big Pern standing on the dock, butt naked. Like
damn,
what in the world?
damn,
What in the world?
damn,
What the hell's the damn Lysol?
damn.
Lemon too. Lysol lemon. Yep.
Oh my
Lysol
god.
lemon. 99.9%.
Oh my god.
Everybody
Killing them.
talk about thongs. And I be free balling, dun, 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 dun. Like that's. That's what it did. I told Coach Ron the other day. I like, look, house catch on fire. We done. Cause we talk about the fires in LA. I like, look, house catch on fire. We done. Like everybody gonna see this. Like they gonna see all of this. Cause ain't no, you know,
Gotta get out, man.
gotta get out. I ain't putting no clothes first. Like house catch on fire is like this is what it is. Like it ain't gonna be no. Oh wait a minute, they put on some sweatpants. Like nah, I will be sitting in the truck when the fire truck come.
You know what, Lo? That's why I sleep in shorts. So I
That's why you
sleep in
sleeping short.
I
Look,
sleep in Nike shorts and a t-shirt for that reason. Because you just never know. You know what I
I
mean?
know. I
You
know you
never
never
know.
know, but I like to be
Yeah.
comfortable.
And I keep shoes by the door. So it just,
Well,
I
I
keep
walk
shoes by
outside.
my bed. I keep shoes by my bed. So all I got to do is throw them on.
Look, I
Michael
walk
says,
outside
change
with no shoes on all
subjects.
the time. I walk
Michael says,
outside with no
change
shoes on
subjects,
all the time.
please.
Well,
oh yeah, yeah.
look, Michael, I'm gonna tell you this big low country. Like we kind of go off. We kind of go off all pace a whole lot. Like this is,
Oh, man.
this is what it is. This is a normal show.
Hey, man. Hey. So,
Something is
hey,
wrong with y'all,
who
boy.
knows anything about Patrick Graham, DeMarcus Covington, Lou Honoramo? I don't know anything about these guys, but they're all I guess DeMarcus Covington was the Patriots DC, and
Yes,
Patrick Graham was for the Raiders. And
yes. If
Lou
I'm not mistaken, as a matter of fact, I'm looking them up right now. All right, so yes, he was. Well, currently is the Patriots DC. Um, according to Wikipedia. So, um, joined the organization in 2017 as a coach assistant for 2 years before becoming the team's outside linebackers coach in 2019. He won his first Super Bowl title when the Patriots defeated the Rams in Super Bowl 53 in 2020. He was moved to coaching the defensive line on February 1st, 2024. He was promoted to defensive coordinator. So he has a year of defensive coordinator experience.
Okay.
I
All
feel
right.
like it's one of those situations where that's kind of too young.
Yeah.
Be-
Plus, he was
be-
groomed in the Belichick tree. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So because one thing that everybody mentioned in the chat a little bit earlier, everybody said that they don't want the young Thundercat coordinators no more. Like
Yeah.
everybody said, except for like a couple of people said they want young innovative minds, but everybody
Right.
said they want more seasoned coordinators or more
Right.
seasoned defensive coordinator. Because I'm happy with what Zack Robinson's done so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Of
cool with
course.
that. I'm cool with that. I know he had some ups and downs, but my thing is, I'm just excited of what he did with Penix those last 3 games. Plays we was able to run, the playbook opened up a little bit more, and I'm just excited about Zach and Michael being able to have a full off season to work together, really get in the lab, see what each other likes to call, likes to do, and that's what I'm excited about, y'all. So Zack Robinson, yeah, I'm cool with Zach.
What do you think about Zach T. Will?
I think Zach did an amazing job. I think he was able to open up the playbook more, and look at with a year under his belt and going into the offseason and with Michael Penix, I mean the sky's the limit. Look at Penix is the real deal, man. He can make any throw on the field, and who wouldn't want to coach that? So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I can't wait to see what we can do with this offense next year. Like again, that's the main reason I wanted to keep Raheem and keep Zack Robinson, because this offense is dynamic. Make no mistake about it. This offense, and I'm going to go on record as saying this, can be as good or better than that 2016 offense.
Come on,
From
T.
the
Will. Come on
um,
now. T. Will,
um,
I knew you were going to say that.
yeah,
Come on,
Well,
T.
I
Will.
mean, our 2015 numbers, our first year numbers, as far as offense, we're better on offense than we were in 2015.
well, let's look at the weapons, right? Let's look at the weapons that you have. You have Drake London, you
Mm-hmm.
have Darnell Mooney, you
Mm-hmm.
have Ray, you have Bijan, you have Kyle. Who are you gonna double? You can't double everybody. You can't cover everybody. Who are you gonna double? And you got a quarterback who just needs a second of hesitation to throw it anywhere on the field. Make no mistake about it. That first quarter throw to Cardero Hodge, there ain't another quarterback in the league that can make that throw, bar none.
I don't think Pat can.
I don't give a damn if you give me Josh Allen. There is not another quarterback, because that was a dot, and that went
What
through
do y'all
three
what
guys
do y'all
trying to
think
catch
about
it.
Joe Burrow? Does he make that throw?
No.
Absolutely not.
Come on, T.
Okay.
Absolutely
Come on,
not.
Chris.
Hey man, hey, I'm just asking because he was the
Yeah.
best quarterback. Quarterbacks can get into a rhythm. You know how it goes. So I just
Look
wanted
at
to.
man.
Well, let's ask the chat what they think. Let's ask the coach
That's I like that idea, Big Low. That's why you Big Low.
that. Do y'all feel like this offense next year could be better than the 2016 offense? If you
Or
feel like
equal
it
to.
can,
Or
I'm
equal
sorry,
to.
go.
Equal to or better. Equal
Okay,
to
I'm
or better.
sorry, equal to or better. If you feel like this offense next year could be equal to or better than the 2016 offense, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree and you think T. Will been drinking too much, put a 2 in the chat.
What's in that cup?
But since T. Will's cup is in T. Will's cup, it
It's
might be
not
water, it
this.
might be moonshine.
It's not the wine. It's not the wine. It's not the wine. It's not.
So if you agree with T. Will, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree, put a 2 in the chat. We just want to know
This
what y'all
gonna be good right here, y'all. This should
All
be
the
just
good.
want to know
results,
what
the
y'all
results are mixed so far. I see some
results
ones
are
and some
mixed.
twos.
They big.
I see a
Speak your mind,
1.5.
Falcon fans. Speak your
A
mind.
1.5.
He will on that Pink Panther.
See, we're on that Peach Panther. That's what he on.
Chris said Pink Panther. Oh my goodness.
That's what Iron Mike said. Hey, I'm just, hey, listen, I'm the messenger. I am not the.
Oh wow.
I
Oh,
am the
that was
messenger.
good. That was
Man,
good.
wow. So while y'all putting these votes in, I do need y'all to make sure y'all go to For My ATL One Sports, and subscribe to T Will's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Also go to go ahead, T Will.
Can I drop the link in here
Of
for
course
it?
you can.
And you spotlight it so people can see it. But please go. Please go. We're in need of subscribers. Help us out.
Same over here at A1 Forever. You know what I'm saying? Low, I could borrow about 1,000 from you.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Look,
I can borrow about 1,000.
Look, if subs was a house, my house would be this big. Hey, y'all seen that commercial? Y'all seen that commercial with that guy with the yard and the girl swinging and she's hitting the fences? That's how small the yard is. And they're like, yeah, we need to get our credit
a bigger house,
a bigger yard. That's my channel right now. I need subs, y'all. So please look out for you, boy. Look out for you, boy. But nah, man. I mean,
and Chris, if you could you put your link in the chat as well for me?
Yeah.
Chris is at A1 Forever. All right, so T Will, what's the results? What people saying?
I would say it's probably 60-40, maybe 65-35 that the Falcons will be as good as or better than the 2016 offense.
Go.
Yeah.
Or boy.
It could be 55-45. But I think the ones have it.
All right, let's see. See. So J Tubb, J Coop, Grandizer, they all say one. They say T Will ain't too crazy. That's what they say. Danny Johnson and Craig Johnson, I think they cousins. They say two. they disagree with it.
They say T Will drinking that Pink Panther.
Drinking that Pink Panther. With the salt around the glass.
Oh my goodness.
They say T Will that Pink Panther.
I love it. I love it.
Mike, Nathan Floyd, and J.
Coop
put 111
J. Coop said, I'm sold.
You just got naked.
He said, I'm sold.
Cowboy, Atlanta Falcons pandemic. He said one. You know, he said he riding with him. Now, our Angel. Now, our Angel, he know the rules. He know the rules of the coach staff. You can't no discipline. See, he out here trying to go halfway. He said 1.5. Anything is possible, but give the young Thundercats time to grow.
Anything is possible. I ain't mad at you, Archangel, man. I ain't mad at you.
T. Terry, he says one. Kenneth Collette says two. He says lack of coaching and players. So we're gonna see what happens next year.
Kenneth has a point. To be fair, and I think he's talking about on the defensive side, but Kenneth, we got to do something about this defense. So that's fair. I feel like if you get an adequate defense, and when I say adequate, I mean 20th or better, this offense is going to carry you, and we're going to get into the playoffs, and we can go deep. But you can't do that if you're 31st. So, that is with the caveat.
Well, we didn't have a stellar defense when we went to the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Well, I think we was ranked like 28. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were 28th or 26 or so. Hey, look, man.
So if you can get a 20th, so you can get 19 or 20, I feel like you definitely improved.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
I'm just said you still on that Pink Panther. And,
I hear you, Iron Mike. I hear. Hey, Iron Mike. I'm drinking that Mountain Dew. Oh, this isn't Incredible Hulk, by the way. This is not Incredible Hulk. Before y'all get started,
incredible. That hit to see hit
Mountain Dew.
Okay.
It's Mountain Dew. It's not Incredible Hulk.
I hear you.
I know I'm dating myself. I took it way back. I don't think anybody's drinking Incredible Hulk anymore. Anyway, I took it way back.
I get that incredible now. Every now and then that hit to see hypnotic. Every time, look, sometimes the bitches got a simple T Will. Saleh got smashed.
What's good, man? What's good?
Oh wow.
Every
Oh,
now and
wow.
then, you never know. Hey, shoot.
T. Will, you know what I was about to ask you though.
I know, but go ahead and ask it anyway. Go
So,
ahead.
so that Mountain Dew, that's all you?
Stop it, man. I just got it today because I ordered some wings because I'm eating very badly. I need to stop admitting this stuff on my brothers in the chat because he's gonna call me and be like, "What the hell is up with you, man? You're supposed to be eating better." I'm sorry, Eric. Okay, it's been a stressful week.
Get him, E.
It's been a stressful week, Eric. Okay, it's been a stressful week. Give me a break. I'll get back to eating healthy next week. But, whew, I tell you what, man, it's been a stressful week.
My man T. Will said, I don't need the cup. Forget the 44 ounce. I just give me the whole damn beater.
Just give me the whole thing. Just make sure you
Just
I
give me the
gotta
whole
stop doing
daggone
that in
thing.
front of Chris. Chris calls me out every time. Every time I do that.
I'm just like, that's all you, brother. I'm like
all you see, Will. Just make sure you screw the lid on tight.
and don't put it back in the fridge either.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Eric is so mad right now. Oh my god.
Granddad says, one, but what does the offense need to take the next step?
That's a good. Well, I mean, if you're running it back, I mean, you could think. My only concern would be Jake's getting a little older, but he's still good. Those Matthews played till they're 40, so Jake is all right. You could say McGarry, but McGarry did all right last year. Like he was okay. Plus, you got Bijan killing all the linebackers coming through. He loves the block. You're okay right now, and I know McGarry has slow feet, and I know he's. But unless you're facing somebody like J.J. Watt, I think you're okay. I don't know. If anything, it would. If you're talking offense, you're probably looking at a tackle. If you think McGarry can't pass block, but the only problem is when you need to run the ball, you got to run to McGarry's side. So it's 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. Because if you notice, every time the Falcons needed a first down, where'd they run? They ran to the right.
Right side.
Because McGarry's a mauler. Have you guys seen McGarry? Seen how big McGarry's a mauler, right? His only problem with pass blocking is he has slow feet.
Bro.
But outside of that,
I met his whole family in the Home Depot backyard. His little brother is bigger than me.
Damn.
This is his little brother. And I ain't a small dude.
No. I've seen you. No, you're not.
His little brother got me. Like, I was like, okay. And the crazy thing is, like, when I seen him and his dad and his mom. I was like, y'all Caleb McGarry family. Because all of them look alike.
Yeah.
All of them look alike. I like, y'all Caleb's family, right? He was like, yeah, we're his family. And his brother, the brother gave him the bro hug, dapped me up. I like, ooh. What did Cat Williams say in the Friday? He was like, the Matrix. I mean, he pulled me in like, you're the Matrix. I'm like, oh, okay.
You ain't know the young man had that kind of strength on him.
He pulled me quick. I'm like, oh, hold on there now. I used to get thrown around like this.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. We got the Superman chat. Connor Martella, he says, so we've heard about the coaches, but now I want to know from everyone 3 players on offense and defense that will be cut and will be retained. Da da da. That's a Superman chat, man. Boy, kind of coming with the
came with it that time.
I'm telling you, boy.
Came with
it. And according to the poll, T. Will, it looks like Atlanta Falcon Pandemic did verify that the ones got it. It looks like everyone agreed with you on that one. So congratulations, T.
Thank you.
You won your first coaching staff poll. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you, fans in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Look out for you, boy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, man.
But 3 guys that y'all think it could be cut and 3 guys that y'all think could be retained.
On offense?
Well, it could be offense or defense.
Yeah, it'd have to be defense. So for me, you can let I mean, he's on a 1-year deal. You don't have to cut it. But for me, Simmons, you don't necessarily have to bring back Judon, although whatever defensive coordinator you get, please don't put Judon in coverage if we re-sign him, please. Could you not? I'm just saying. Jesus, Jimmy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jimmy?
Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Judon. I'm gonna say Simmons. I like the offer. I really do. So I'm not gonna say him.
Shouts out to Glow. Feel the Glow.
Shout out to Glow.
That's all I can think of, guys. What y'all got? That's the that come to mind for me.
Well,
that's tough. Go. I don't know if you got yours ready, Low. I'm still thinking. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I got a few that I might be able to kick around there. Richie Grant might be one that might be let go.
Yeah.
Because he said 3, and I got more than 3, and it's just hard to narrow this thing down.
Oh, okay. Well, look, if you got 5 or 6, you feel free to enlighten us, brother. You know.
Well, you just named Richie Grant. Definitely. I'm kind of looking at Mike Hughes. Like you said, Simmons and Judon could. They want Lorenzo Carter. He could. Am I wrong for saying Troy Anderson?
Ooh. Daggone.
I know that's tough. I know that is. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. The game we seen, the guy that we seen when we played New Orleans the first time, that's the player that we was looking for.
That's what we were looking for.
But he can't stay on the field.
He can't stay on the field. The biggest ability is availability.
And I'm just like, it ain't even nothing personal. It's just like, again, like you just said, you're not available though, man. Like, that's crazy. And then you come back against the Saints, and you obviously still wasn't 100%. We just needed you. And you hurt yourself again. Then next thing you know, you're on IR. It's just, you can even make an argument that, hey, man, it may be time for old Nate Landman to go to.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking that it's one of them situations with Nate Landman. It's like you had the whole little engine that could story, and the kid coming out of Colorado, and he's not the fastest. He ain't the fastest switch guy, but he just plays to run well. But it looked like it's getting worse before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play okay on a bad defense, does that make you good? It's like if you play okay, if you're not the missing link on a bad defense, does that make you one of the does that make you the guy? I mean, because look, me, Uncle Steve, Smitty, Berto, we are part of Southern Silk. Can't none of us sing a lick. Because I'm the best singer. That made me Luther. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
the problem with that is too, though, Coach, is coming into the season, we already knew what was a position that we was all worried about.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost worry about cornerback.
Yeah, I feel that too. Now that's another conversation. But we knew we were like thin at linebacker.
Yes.
So with that being said, cutting these guys too. I mean, even though it's just like, man, yeah, they play and been up to par, the availability ain't there. It's like with our cap situation and with our draft capital, can we even afford to really just be like, all right, you can go and ride, though, player. It just can we afford to? But we know what need to happen. It's just, can we afford to?
Exactly. That's and that's the question. That's the question. Can you afford to? So I mean, I don't know. I know that it's one of those cases where for example, if I'm legitimately trying to take the next step and I have a guy who was, predominantly average or who, you know, never really took the next step himself, it's like, why would I kind of go back with him? And I know some people in the comments say that, he was, he may have been hurt, and I completely understand that. But I feel like there might be a better linebacker out there for us. I don't know. I just feel like that might be the case.
Right.
So, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, is that all the people that you had on your list though?
Oh, I mean, shoot. As far as I mean, what Avery Williams?
Yes.
Uh, shoot. Like I said, I mean, we got a nice list of people.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this right here.
That
What about Kyle Pitts?
I don't think you should cut them. I think if you want to get rid of them, it's got to be in a trade. You got to get something for them.
You gotta
You
get
got
something.
to. You have to. Because cutting Kyle Pitts, like, whoo, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's gonna be one of those moves that you be like, that's why they be laughing at us. So that's that'd be that that'll be that, that's
That's one of those
one of those.
moves.
You remember that old Carrie movie? They're all gonna laugh at you. It's just like, no, just I don't. You got to trade him if you're gonna get rid of him. He's got to be in a trade. But with a new quarterback, do you feel low that Penix, the Kyle Pitts, excuse me, the Michael Penix to Kyle Pitts connection can be established?
I feel like it could. I feel like, and if you go back and watch all 22, I feel like there were throws to Kyle Pitts that were there. I feel like Kurt was just too scared to make them. I feel like he didn't trust his arm. And there's one thing that we learned about Michael Penix. That joker trust his arm, bro. Like, I don't know where you was at in the stadium on Sunday whenever he threw that ball on the sideline to Kadero Hodge.
Bro,
It happened right in front of me. Like, we were sitting on the side
yeah,
right,
for where it happened at, yeah, you had like the best view. Yeah, you had the best view.
bro. I still don't like. I had to go back and watch the game to see how it got in there. So,
And you don't make that throw. A lot of guys, I mean, you don't make that throw.
bro, a
You
lot of
don't
guys
throw
don't
that.
make that throw. So, if it's one of those situations where Kirk Cousins, he didn't trust to throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. I don't know if he didn't trust Kyle Pitts. I don't know if he didn't trust his arm, but I feel like Kyle Pitts. And the crazy thing is, Chris, is that I feel like we're saying this every year. I feel like every year. I feel like we keep saying the same thing, but I feel like Kyle Pitts could be more productive with Michael Penix than he would be with Kirk Cousins. There, I said it. I said it because we say the same thing every year. Every year is, oh yeah, next year Kyle Pitts gonna go off. Now that he got Kirk Cousins. Oh, next year Kyle Pitts gonna go off more because he has Desmond Ritter because Marcus Mariota couldn't do it for him. Oh, now he
Mhm.
got Taylor Heineke. Maybe he could go off.
We've
Hopefully,
been down this road plenty of times. Yeah.
hopefully this is the last time I'm saying this. Hopefully Kyle Pitts could legit go off now that Michael Penix will be able to trust him a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Ghost Pepper says bold prediction. Let them walk on defense. Wow. Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons, and Richie Grant. You literally rebuilding
If,
the
if I
whole
if
defense.
I could keep grading, if I could, my thing is if I could, man, because Grady, you cut him, that's 16 mil. I think if you cut him, I don't think I think if you cut him or if you trade him, it's not in front of me and I forgot it. But like yeah, like it's like a 16 mil. But either way it go, like I'd rather keep Grady and get rid of Amenyata if I had to choose between the two. But Judon, I already said Judon, Simmons, Grant, and for Simmons, I hate it for him because I kind of feel like it was scheme more so than just ability because like that's another guy. I'm like I don't believe. No, man, I don't believe that Justin Simmons just went down that bad after one season. Just because the position that he plays, I'm just like, I feel like that was more so the scheme, but he didn't do us no favors at
He
all.
didn't do us no favors.
He
But
had like 2 picks. Yeah,
I
like
think
only
just
2
one.
picks.
What is just one?
I could have sworn he had 2.
Now I know he had one against Patrick Mahomes.
Of course.
What was
That
the other
was the
one?
one that had us all excited. We were like, yeah. But yeah, I thought he had one more, like maybe against the Raiders or the
I think
Giants?
he did have
Somebody.
one against the Raiders. Because I think both picks that he had were against AFC West teams. I think he did have one against the Raiders.
Yeah, I think it was the Raiders.
Connor Martella says, I'm sorry, I'm out on Kyle. It's an effort issue. Tape
Mhm.
not lying. Trade him. Get some picks. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Chris. Did you feel the energy in the room, chill? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like I'm ready to run through a wall. Oh, my bad, Twisted. What,
I'm about to say, man, hey,
what,
you know who just slayed it, man. What it
man,
do,
what,
Chris? What
what
you
in the
do, man?
world,
What
bro?
you
What's
doing,
good?
man?
Hold on, let me put my glasses on, man. We
Oh,
getting
oh,
serious. We getting
this
Oh,
nigga
serious.
kind of
My
pointed.
bad, my
now
bad,
we
my fault,
getting
my fault.
serious. Now
We
we
good,
Dang,
we good.
getting
My
yo.
fault,
serious.
guys.
What's
What's good
going
with the
on, Twisted?
Saturday night, man? Saturday evening. How y'all feeling?
Man,
Hey,
shoot.
man. Shoot,
I,
man, let it snow. Jimmy, look, late gone, man. Let it snow.
We knew it was coming. It was either that or Raheem Morris. Your time was up. You got to make these executive decisions, my guy. That's how it go.
Man. Got it. Had to, man. We
man,
had
so tell us how you feeling about this move and tell us who you think they're gonna bring in, Twist.
I actually like the move. Honestly, I feel like our defense took a step back. I think Ryan Nielson was great as a defensive coordinator for us. He was taking definitely big strides, and I feel like Simmons probably would have been better in Neeson's coverage compared to what we had with Jimmy Lake. I think at times Jimmy Lake just looked confused, guys. It looked like he didn't know what he wanted to call on key downs, and that's confusing to me. I don't like that. As a coordinator, you have to come in with your decision making and be like, hey, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 4th and 5. You got to know what you're going to call. At times, he didn't know. You have a man coverage type of cornerback, and you run in zone versus DK McCabb versus George Pickens. All the games that AJ Terrell did bad. Think about this, guys. It was in zone. When they said, no, we got to run man, what happened? Jesse Bates got pick sixes. AJ Terrell put the clamps on what's my boy from Washington, Terry, with my name. So, hey,
Oh,
that's what it is. I actually think he might be the coordinator, defensive coordinator. Great.
You think Gray might?
man, he turned into Detective Terrell out there, just locking everybody up.
I think, yeah, Gray could be an asset, man. I think our secondary was the best part of our defense anyway. Let's call a spade a spade.
Man, and look, I understand that, and I feel like the reason why the secondary was the best part of the defense was because you had your top 3 guys were DB guys.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem Morris,
Mhm.
DB guy. Jimmy Lake,
Mhm.
DB guy. Jerry Gray, DB guy. Who's taking care of the defense? I mean, of the defensive line. Who's taking care of the linebackers?
The guy that they fired.
The guy that they fired. So
Yeah.
he's sitting here. He's just worried about protecting the guys on the back end, and he was just like, "Look, yeah, y'all, whatever y'all do down there, y'all just do it, and just make sure they don't have too much time so they could burn us back here." That's pretty much what it was.
Mm-hmm. And for clarity, I'm talking about Jay Rogers.
I do like Wilks. I do like Neeson. I do like what's my guy who was the Jets head coach at one point.
Saleh. Robert Saleh.
Yeah, that's 3 good pieces that I would pick, you know what I'm saying? Because they both have they can be good with the front 7 and the back end. Those 3 people we pick. It's just about the scheme. Would they scheme fit our team? That's more so what I'm worried about now. Because we do got some slow linebackers. Respectful.
Look, this boy slower than pine water. Them boys slower than molasses in the wintertime.
Yeah, Lemon gotta go, guys.
And see, me and Chris were just talking about that, and I'm sitting here like, look,
Yeah, hey, what I just was saying.
if you're an okay player on a bad defense, you don't need to be here.
Nah.
If you just okay on a bad defense, like why we running back with it? It's like I said, it's like Southern Silk. It's like all them jokers can't sing. I'm just the best singer.
Oh wow.
So I mean, look, it is what it is. Terry, you finish your Mountain Dew?
No, sir. No,
trying to
sir. I
say,
did not. It's still here. I didn't finish
Mountain
it.
Dew.
Bro, is it almost gone?
Yeah, it looked like it went down a little bit.
It is not almost gone. It is not. No,
There's a lot more in
thank
there
you, no.
before, Terry.
No, same amount in there. It is not. It
All
is
right,
not.
T. Will. I just saying, I peep you out now. That bottle was a
Hey,
little
Hey,
bit more.
Twisted. I'm just trying to figure out if it's a Terry thing or not. Do you have one of those by chance by close to you?
I don't drink Mountain Dew, but when I saw it, the first thing I thought about was Talladega Nights when the kid was like, "I'm chipped off on Mountain Dew, Chip."
That's right. These are my kids, Walker and Texas Ranger. How you doing? Daddy, dinner is for winners and winners only. Okay? Dinner is for winners.
Classic. Classic.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
But so they were asking earlier, Twisted. Somebody asked like 3 players do you feel like we could cut coming up this season?
We can cut.
Yeah.
Or 3 you can retain.
Oh man, 3 players we can cut. Let's go ahead and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Landman, sorry, nice to meet you. Appreciate you that 1 year. Bum about your business. Should have been on IR a lot earlier. Maybe would have been a lot better. D Alpha. I'm so tired of seeing cornerbacks not be able to get INTs. That's just despicable to me. Like that's what you practice. I don't understand it. I don't like it. He had 1 good game versus CD Lamb. Okay, CD Lamb was hurt. Let's call a spade a spade, and he still had over 100 some yards. Let's call a spade, guys. Respectfully. Offense. Oh man, I don't really know nobody I can cut. Oh, Avery Williams.
Yeah.
Avery Williams, yeah, because like I'm tired of him doing this. He just catches the ball, moves over. You're not gonna get a penalty, champ. You're not getting a penalty from that. Run at least and get 15 yards.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good since when he was good on kickoff, bro. But
yeah.
Oh,
Agreed.
Ray, my man.
You let Ray go?
I'm gonna tell you why. Key moments of the game. If you look at our losses, think about what he did in those losses. Think about it. What y'all see? Think about it. Drop pass, INT, a fumble, and then another fumble on kickoff. Yeah. All 3 were key moments in games. Yeah, he gets
he also had like a holding or a block in the back or something. If I'm not mistaken.
We all know this. We've all played football on this panel. We know it's 4 to 5 plays that determines if you win or lose a game. And he's been a part of a lot of those losses if you really pay attention to. Not saying he ain't a good player. He is. But do you have that many footballs to go around? I seem like he's a lot more comfortable with Penix. And he's a special team guru.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can draft another Ray. Respectfully. I'm not saying you can draft another Ray, though.
No, we don't need I'm sorry, Twisted. I'm with you up to that point. We need an all defensive draft. We need
we need an ugly draft.
I'm not saying this year. I'm saying these next 2 years you can draft another receiver.
Yeah,
to get his production.
I see your point about Ray, but lest we not forget, Ray also made a big catch so we could tie this game, this past one, in the first half. I mean, I see your point. You know, sometimes Ray does silly stuff, but Ray is a capable backup for Mooney. If Mooney goes down. So I'm not necessarily comfortable letting Ray go. Everybody else you said, I'm fine with it. You know, other than that,
you forgot about the speedster.
Got my deal.
Yeah, if he didn't get hurt,
we only signed him for a year. He's only on a 1-year deal. He's not. You said what?
They can potentially bring him back.
Right. He's a speed guy coming off an ACL. We don't know if he's going to lose a step or 2. I mean, he's a speed guy. It'd be different if he could run it. He's known for speed, right? So I don't know that you could necessarily trust it. I mean, you could, but we've seen what Ray can do. You know, for me, a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. I'm keeping Ray, but that's me. That's me.
I don't know. For some reason, it's like the way you said that, T will make me want to say pause. I don't know. I don't know. It's like it just sounded kind of.
Oh wow!
Somebody blow the whistle.
Wow.
Is there a whistle in here? I know I got
Do you see what this society is turning into? My goodness.
I don't know.
But there's only so many footballs that can go around too, though, guys. You gotta think like we still gotta get Tyler Algier acquainted, like a lot more carries. Drake London, Darnell Mooney are going to get a lot more touches. What are you going to do with Kyle Pitts?
Trade him.
That's the real question.
Trade
What
him.
can you get for him? A third, fourth, second? What would you take for Kyle Pitts?
You only got 4 picks. You need all the picks you can get. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Twisted. And Twisted, by the way, we got to do a show together, man. I don't think I've done a show with you. We definitely got to do a show together. But honestly, I think you keep this offense together, and here's why. You can double cover Drake and Mooney. And then, okay, now you got to go. You got to check down to Bijan. You got to hit Ray. You got to hit Kyle. But if you got all of those players on the field, you can't double everybody. And look at Ray has made some mistakes, but he's also made some big catches, especially when Mooney was out. He was our threat over the middle. And look at there are sometimes he and Penix seem to have chemistry. So, you know, if it's me, I'm going to run it back, but I'm also going to include Kadero Hodge. You're going to see more of him next year, and I want to get who's the youngster that got hurt? Casey Washington.
Yeah, Casey.
Let's get him.
About him. He's 4.3. He got 4.4 speed.
Yeah, that's Isaiah Washington, little cousin.
Let's get him in there, man. Let's get him in there. But no, I agree with everything you said on defense. Go ahead.
So hold on. So Ray, what he had? He had 62 receptions, 87 targets, almost 700 yards, 1 touchdown. I think we should have used him a lot more in the running game too, though.
I didn't know Ray balled out like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had 700 yards.
687.
He balled out.
687. Yeah. But you gotta think he got most of that with Kirk too, though. Kirk was looking for him a lot more in that offense, you know what I mean? But
he was the middleman. Like he would literally just sit and he would literally just sit in zones, like sit outside the zones and just.
I think honestly, if Rondale Moore didn't get hurt, that when Rondale got hurt, that saved Avery Williams' job. Because Ray had to become what Rondale was going to do, and if Rondale was able to be out there, Lord have mercy.
Goodness gracious. We also got Superman chat. Jay Harrison says, now the question is, what defensive scheme do the Falcons need to run most? 3-4, 4-3, hybrid, zone, or man? Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. That's the question.
You know what? When you got, I'm with William. I would say 4-3. Look at when we were on that massive let's kill the quarterback run this past season for those 4 or 5 games where, you know, you were not playing us and not giving up 4 sacks. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We were in a 4-3, right? Were we not in a 4-3?
They were running both.
They
were running like a hybrid.
4-3-3-4. That's why I said the hybrid. Yep.
Okay. Well,
and you got to think you still got Caden Ellis, bro. Caden Ellis is that Swiss Army knife to where you can run the hybrid because he can rush the team. Right. And he has to be a lot more rushing, bro. Cut that out. Ellis has to be a lot more rushing. Then we got Trice coming back. He's more so of a 3-4 type of linebacker.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be.
I'm excited to see what Trice is going to bring to us. Yeah, I'm hoping that he can just come out there and be a force.
Well, if you're gonna run a 3-4, then we need that big pretty, as Big Low would say. We need that big run stuffing. You're not gonna run around me. I can lift up a refrigerator because I weigh 350 pounds, nose tackle. If we're gonna run a 3-4 in a true 3-4, you need that hog in the middle, man. I mean,
what T. Will you turning your back on Eddie Kane?
I feel like you talking about me.
No, not let me. Big Low, no, sir. I'm not talking about you. I revere you, not at all. Not at all.
You said 350, pick a refrigerator. I was like, well, I
mean,
mean that.
Yeah, but you know what? I've seen you. You got a slim 3, like you're big, but you're tall. I'm talking about a wide human being.
Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, there you go. Boy. Yeah, I'm talking about one of them. One of them, you run into him, he ain't even got to hit you. You just gonna bounce off from running into him. You know what I mean? It's just like bam. Why did you even think that? What did you think was gonna happen? You know what I mean? I'm talking an immovable object. No, you're not running up the middle today, sir. You better take that to the sideline because it's gonna be a long day, bro. Bring a lunch. Bring a lunch. Okay,
And
you ain't running through here. That's what
And
we need.
we struggled that last night on week 18 versus the run, bro. They was getting 10, 13 yards versus
Right. They were gassing us. Well, hey,
So,
what do you guys think about Kyle Pitts to the Cowboys for
Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get another draft pick though. They ain't finna just give us him.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
they could have it.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons, they could
In the
have
third
it.
round, you have to give him a third and Kyle Pitts probably.
He
for that.
got it. What do you think? Because the reason I say that, you probably can fleece 2 picks from Cleveland when you trade Kirk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirk will
Think
go
so?
because it's Stefanski.
You remember how Terry did with Matt Ryan, bro? I'm worried about that. He might just give him up for 4th round. We don't even know at this point.
I'm
Yeah,
just
we can have him. We can have him.
do we really think that we're going to get multiple picks for Kurt?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me tell you why you will. Okay. The most difficult position to play in the world, okay, is quarterback. And good quarterbacks are in demand. And lest we not forget, Kirk has a great agent. I'm sorry. Woo, what's going on, T. Will? He has a great agent. Okay. This agent has made this man $300 and whatever million. So you know what his agent is going to say to Cleveland? Look, Kirk was hurt. I don't care what Terry F. Baby said. You know what I mean? His shoulder was injured, his elbow, but he's had a chance to just calm down and rest in the offseason. Have him in for a workout, and it's fine. And look you got what do we have in the draft? You got Shador, you got Cam Ward, and maybe one other guy, but you got a dearth of talent at the quarterback position. You got at least 5 or 6 teams, right? You got at least 6 teams that need a quarterback. Kirk, yeah, it's gonna be out there, bro. It's gonna be out there.
Titans do have a lot of defensive players, though. The Titans do have a lot of defensive players. Go ahead. You were just talking about that D tackle. Go ahead and bring Simmons over here. We can get him with that.
I'm with it. I'm with
it. One of them pass rushers.
I am totally with pass rushers. Because guess what? The only thing that the team that you're trading him to, they only got to pay him $27 million. $27 million for a quarterback, and to give you guys context and relevancy. Those of you who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows that Dak has $60 million. But if you're a good quarterback nowadays, you're gonna get if you are an elite quarterback, the bar starts at $60 million. So $27 million is equivalent to, it's not necessarily getting a quarterback from Temu, but it is getting a discount on Amazon. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know if you're gonna get 2 picks for Kirk.
You don't think so?
I'm with Low. I'm sorry, I'm with Low too on this contract. It's not just because of his contract. It's like, what's the last thing you put on film? Yeah, you can say he's hurt, all that stuff all day long, but still, the last thing that everybody remembers on film is him being Mr. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, but that's only 5 games though, bro.
Right.
You gotta think.
That's only 5 games.
You gotta also think about the scheme that they were running at those last 5 games too.
That's the incredible drop off.
Yeah.
We also missed kicks. We also got
of course. But we just talking about quarterback play, man. We're gonna leave the kicker out of this for now.
I think you can get 2 picks for him. I especially if the team is desperate.
I just feel like a team. If I'm a GM and I'm looking at the Falcons situation, even if I do need a quarterback, the Falcons really don't have a lot of leverage, though.
Yes, you do.
No, we do. With the Watson interview, we definitely do now, bro.
You could.
Then what Texas just did last night with the quarterback who's going to the draft. Alone. It's starting to look a little shaky.
I feel like if anybody would want to prevent messing up with picking up a veteran quarterback again, if anybody would want to prevent it,
Cleveland.
It's Cleveland.
Even though he's 37 years old.
If anybody want to be like, hey, we want to be
good point.
We want to be stuck holding the bag again.
That's fair. Because wait, but
I'm saying he's still old too, though. Deshaun Watson, he just ruptured his Achilles again. He basically had a Mike Soroka.
But here's the thing: if you get him, you only got him for a year. The contract is only for a year. It's not like you're trading him for 2 or 3 or 4. You only are on the hook if you trade him for a year, and then he's out of there.
That's what I'm saying. So why would I give you multiple picks for that?
Because you don't have a quarterback now. Well, okay, let me ask you this. Maybe a better question is, what is Cleveland's position in the draft? Where are they picking?
They're like second in the draft, I think.
Oh, well then
second or third in the draft. They top 10.
They finally got a first round pick because they had one for the last 3 years.
So all right? So can we agree is it Shedeur? You think Shedur's going first, or is it Cam Ward?
Cam Ward's going first.
Okay. Then who? Shedeur?
Maybe Travis Hunter.
Actually. No. Travis Hunter's not a quarterback. I'm saying it's.
You talking about as far as quarterbacks?
Yeah, as far as quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's a weak class.
Look up the draft.
Right.
Yeah, Cleveland has the second overall pick.
Okay, well, it's Shedeur or Cam. Do you think Cam, like, I guess it depends on what they see when they look at Shedeur or Cam, versus Kirk Cousins.
And then the boy coming out of Oregon too, right?
What's his name?
What's his name? Dylan. What's the kid's name? Can't remember, but he's coming out this year, right?
Yeah.
It's like
talking about Raiola?
No, the kid from Oregon.
Oh, you said Oregon. Damn, my bad.
Yeah, it's like, but one thing that we do know is that by the time the combine comes around, there's one kid who plays for SMU or some other random school who will throw the ball kind of good, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's the next one up. Oh, it's him. He's him." And then it'll be 3 kids that get bumped up from the 5th round to the 1st round. They'll get the Daniel Jones treatment, and they'll come to the league and don't do anything. So there's somebody that's going to get taken higher than they're supposed to be taken.
But are we forgetting about the Giants, the Raiders, the Jets? They all need QBs as well.
Only thing is, Kirk has a no trade clause. I could see Kirk going to Cleveland because of Stefanski. He's worked with him in the past. I don't know that Kirk's just going anywhere. You know what I mean? So you gotta. That's why I was like, Cleveland makes sense because Deshaun Watson just tore his Achilles again, so they gotta have a quarterback. And B, Kirk has worked with Stefanski, but I don't know if Kirk wants to go to the Giants. You know what I mean? I mean, would you want to go? What depends on how bad he wants to start. You know what? I don't know, Twisted. I don't know. What do you got?
You gotta think. They got number 1 receiver now. They got a good defense. Their defense ain't trash. They got a lot of talent in that front 7.
That offensive line is straight trash, though, man. Straight trash.
Yeah, man.
Hey, to quote the great.
I'm just saying, Kurt. I don't know you want.
Yeah,
but I'm also think the Raiders might jump the Browns to get Shedeur, and then the Browns will still need a QB. They could go the 1-year route and then wait for Deshaun Watson the following year, too.
I do feel like Shedeur ends up in Vegas somehow, some way too, though. Twisted. I ain't gonna lie, I do too.
Deion talking about he want to coach him. Like there's so many avenues coming out now.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Antonio is gone now too.
Same Deion that said he ain't trying to leave college, right? Yeah.
Hey man, my thing is he said the same thing similar to Jackson U.
Look, don't even talk about that right Twisted, because that's his alma mater. So
sorry.
I was hurt, man. Sorry. I knew he was gonna do that though. I said that. He's coming to the league, bro. He's coming to the NFL, bro. Let's call a spade a spade.
So you talk about the quarterbacks in this draft. You got Cam Ward, you got Shedeur, then you got Dylan Gabriel, the kid coming out of Oregon. Don't forget about Jalen Milroe.
Oh, he's coming out this year?
Mm-hmm.
Milroe.
The QB? They might try to make him a running back.
Exactly. You know how they do.
Not the Marcus Vick.
Then
wow.
Will Howard.
Dang, that's tough.
Then Will Howard from Ohio State.
Down
Quinn
there.
Ewers,
Who from Ohio State?
Will Howard,
Uh,
the quarterback.
yeah. I don't know, man. I
I
don't
mean,
don't
know.
so
think he
I
going first
mean,
round.
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not like the quarterback class is insanely crazy this year. It's like, so I mean, look, they'll have some leverage. Like, don't get me wrong. The Notre Dame quarterback's coming out, Riley Leonard.
Mm.
That'll probably be the guy that everybody's like, oh my God, Riley Leonard, he's great. He's gonna be the like it happens every year, T Will. Every year it happens.
Oh,
Like it's gonna
wow.
be some random guy. Like,
Oh,
yeah, and he has a
wow.
quarterback name too, Riley Leonard. Like, yes, this is the quarterback of the future. You know it, Twisted. Am I
They do be
lying?
doing that. They do be doing that. Will Levis.
Will Levis. Where did Will Levis come from?
Was it Kentucky or Duke?
Yeah, he came from Kentucky, man. Where nobody had people Will Levis before he came out.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, somebody had a good question. What if they move Pitts to receiver? He already played. He lines up at receiver, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the problem. He should not be playing receiver.
Well,
He
no,
needs to be a tight end.
honestly, the problem is when you put him at receiver, he doesn't beat cornerback. He doesn't beat cornerbacks on routes. Like, he's not really that open, you know. And
He don't hit his routes the way he's supposed. Like, he don't hit them hard either.
Right.
Only time I'm putting him out wide is if I'm in the red zone and I'm throwing a fade route.
Exactly.
That's it.
Run to the pylon.
That's it, bro.
Run to
And
the
they don't even do that
pylon.
like that. So they must see it's not in this game or something.
He
was cooking base in the training camp with that
all day.
Hey, he runs a good end cut. I'll give him that. He runs a good end cut. If you need a slant, if you need him to find a spot in the middle of the zone, he's good for that. But if it's one-on-one, I got to beat this guy, that he's not your guy. You know what I mean? But if you want to sit him down on a little hook, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or, find the hole in the zone, you can do that. I mean, he is serviceable.
So let me ask you this. The catch that he had against, I believe, Minnesota was again on the sideline. Going up the sideline one-on-one. I believe he was one-on-one.
The Saints.
That was the Saints? Yeah, you're right. That was the Saints. The second time we played the Saints. Yeah, that one-on-one. The second time we played the Saints. And so you're saying that right there is that can't happen more often? Those type of catches? Like, if he was one-on-one.
It can, but to me, and this is just me, I don't play the game. All right. This is just one man's opinion. Watching Kyle, and I love the Falcons, and that love extends to all who wear that jersey. So I say this with all the love in my heart. There are times he just doesn't seem to have a sense of urgency. There are times when we see Kyle and he's like snatching out of the air, and we're like, yes. And then there are other times we see Kyle and we're like, what the hell are you doing, man? You got the hot route. Why didn't you run that out? Wait, where are you? He's inconsistent, and I just don't know. I mean, he's capable of it, but he hasn't done it on a consistent enough basis to where you can trust him, right? So for everybody who's like, why doesn't Kirk throw to Kyle? Let me tell you why. In the NFL, and again, I know you guys watch the sport, so I'm not trying to condescend. I'm just trying to break down. Please don't take it as anything other than what it's meant. In the NFL, I would, and you guys keep me honest, 60 to 70% of your throws, you're not going to see the outcome, right? So or at least 60% of your throws, you're not going to see the outcome. You have to trust that receiver is at the spot he's supposed to be at, right?
Anticipation.
And if you have a receiver that sometimes get there and sometimes doesn't, would you throw to him? Let me ask you that. Coach Bo, would you throw?
I'm just saying, like, it's times that we've seen that man open, and it's just like he's not even getting looked at too. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying, because I agree with you 100%. Like, he doesn't run the routes, so he doesn't run routes well for me anyway. But also, it's just like he does get open though. I think he does. It's been a lot of times I've seen Kyle Pitts open. Kirk Cousins don't even make it to that progression or even look that way. And I just feel like it was never any kind of connection between those two. That's why I asked y'all about Penix and Pitts earlier, before Twisted got on. Do you think that those two can establish a connection?
I mean, they could, right? So Chris, you and I talked. Let's go back to an earlier conversation we had, and it was about basketball, right? For those of y'all who don't know, Chris is a hooper. Okay, Chris hoops. Chris gets his hoop on. I suck at basketball.
I do.
That's
That.
neither here nor there. Chris was remember, Chris, you were saying, look, there's some guys I don't, because you're not going to do anything with the ball anyway. You remember saying that? Right. So let's think same thing, right? If it's 3rd and 5 and gotta have it, and Kyle's the hot, right? And the call is for a go, it's for a 9 route, and you run a little button hook and you do this a couple of times, I'm not going to look at you when it's 3rd down. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could be open, but why would I look at you if you don't run the routes that are assigned?
Well, because you the field general and that's your job, buddy. That's your job.
They gotta make him the first read a lot more too, though, bro.
That's also coaching.
Kyle's rarely the first read, and he only can run 4 good routes. Respectfully, let's call a spade, guys. Post route, corner route, in route, out ups. That's the only route you should have Kyle Pitts run, and flies as well. So stop and go routes. He's not able to do that. He's a big body receiver. You can't have him do that.
No, them feet. Them feet
you can't have him do that, bro.
It'd be locked up after that.
Run, stop and go.
Hey, let's ask Coach what he's thinking. Coach Bo, what are you thinking? Right? You got 1 against, you got 2 for. What are you thinking?
I feel like the biggest disservice to Kyle Pitts was Julio Jones leaving the year that he came in, because nobody ran routes like Julio Jones. Julio Jones ran routes. Every route looked the same until he made his breaks. And the fact that Kyle Pitts wasn't able to work with Julio, and Julio have that one-on-one time with him the same way Calvin really did, really did not help him. And his first year, he came in and he just dominated with just God-given talent.
Right.
But after that, they got tape on him, and they seen what he's capable of doing and what he's not capable of doing. It was over with after that. It's like, just like Twisted said, Kyle Pitts good for 4 routes. That corner route, the way he runs a corner route is one of the best in the game right
Unstoppable.
Yeah. Gotta give him that. I don't care.
Unstoppable.
Gotta give him that.
But I mean, it's one of them situations where it's like, yes, I agree. They should get him more involved in the game. But I mean, there's stuff that Kyle does as well to put himself in bad situations.
You know what, Coach? I just thought about something too. The thing about it is Kyle would have never really got his Julio Jones, teaching moment anyway, because of what Julio did and how Julio left. And that was the reason why Kyle Pitts is even here.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, Kyle Pitts isn't even the Atlanta Falcon if Julio Jones doesn't do that. I really believe that.
Or Calvin Ridley. That was the same season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean
No, Julio and Calvin played together.
Yeah, Julio and Calvin
did. Yeah. He talked about if they both can get into stuff.
Julio got traded, and then Calvin the same year
just fell off a cliff.
Because Kyle Pitts and Calvin, they played 4 games together, something like that.
Mental health. He came back. Yep. And even the game he came back, Kyle Pitts cooked the Dolphins that game. And what were those routes? Fly routes.
Yeah.
That's what
just
he
put
did.
the ball up. Snap. We're not doing it. But I do think Michael Penix would do that a lot more with Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah.
So
he gonna air that thing out.
So you guys are willing to give it a go with, and I am too. Look, you've already signed him, right? It's not going to cost you extra. So, I'm okay. I mean, you're probably not going to re-sign him, but keep him for next year. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is that if you don't trade him this year, he's on that 5th-year option. If he comes out and he plays like a Pro Bowler with Michael Penix, run it back. Like, get a long-term deal with him. But
you got to sign Drake, and you got to re-sign Jesse.
You got to resign Drake and Jesse.
And here
And
comes
Bijan will literally
Bijan.
come up the following year after that.
Yep.
Yep.
Here comes Bijan.
I don't
That's why.
look it.
That's.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Coach.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that's why this off season is so important
It is.
because you literally have to set up, things for next year. And it's like the crazy thing is like body bag them. A lot of Falcons fans been talking about this. I mean, a lot of people want to get naked and get Tyreek.
Hill.
Man, if
Yeah.
you got Tyreek Hill, boy.
They'll be mad at us, bro.
Y'all talk
I don't
about
know. They'll be mad at us,
a
bro.
run and shoot offense for real.
Hey,
Boy.
I can see the bins right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. The first time you run Tyreek on a go, oh my God. Tyreek
And he
and
ain't
Drake.
gonna have to slow down because Penny's gonna let that thing go.
He going. He Penny's gonna lay that thing out, boy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Your defense is probably really gonna suck, but you gonna put up 50 points a game.
Right. Right.
You gonna put up 50
You're gonna
points
be out
a
there trying
game.
to outscore people for real.
You gonna Tyreek is gonna cost you some money. He ain't coming for free, and I don't know what you got left, but
I think, but don't the Dolphins still owe him money on that contract?
Yeah.
So I think it'll probably be kind of like the Kirk Cousins. They'll have to eat some of the contract as well. Say if
so
we
they
get him for
haven't.
like a
Did
one.
they cut him, or is he just
Uh-uh.
requesting a trade?
He requesting a trade.
Oh, okay.
He quit on them boys though. That's gonna bring his number down too.
Yeah.
They got him on tape quitting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's nasty work.
He said, "You know what, y'all? I'm out." What's that? What's that meme with SpongeBob? You know what? I'm about to head out.
Yeah.
I see where
That's
this is
crazy,
going.
bro.
I'm
It's like
about to head
Tyreek,
out.
you coming back in? You're like, nah.
He said, "Cheetah, you done?" He said, "You done, Cheetah?" While
that's
was happy, he was
crazy.
like, "Come on, OG, you can't do us like that."
That's crazy.
That's nasty, bro.
He said, "Y'all know what? I'm heading out, man. I gotta be out. I'm gone. I appreciate it."
He
Someone
literally
said
threw the
trade
deuces
Pitts
up
for
to the
Hill.
team.
My brother said trade Pitts for Hill. Oh wow. I mean, I don't know.
I can't do it. I don't think they got to give us something else because Pitts is 24 years old, and this is gonna be year 3 coming back from the injury. So there's no more excuses now, bro.
Yeah.
Don't tell me
really
tightness or soreness. I don't hear none of that shit. You had 2-3 years to give us what you gave us.
That's done.
But hold on, before we change, I also want to bring this up. Let's not act like teams don't do this when players' contracts is coming up. They kind of stall them out the offense a little bit. Let's not act like we ain't seen this before now, guys.
True. Now
Let's bring that asking price number down a little bit.
That is true. That's a good point. But you know what? That's a good point. I can't argue against that. But the only thing I can say is, and I'll put it this way: at the beginning of the year, Kirk and Kyle roomed together, and you kept saying Kirk say, "I just need Kyle to run." You know what I mean? Why do you think he was saying that? Because Kyle wasn't running routes. Because Kyle's reputation was he doesn't run out routes, right? And we could see a couple of misfires in a couple of games where Kyle is thinking one thing and Kirk is thinking another. That happened routinely. And I honestly think Kirk just said, "Hey, man, the hell with it. I don't know where this guy's going to be. I'm not looking for him." But Twisted, you do make a point. You do make a good point. I can't. And maybe it's a little bit of both. Look I'm all right with bringing Kyle back. I don't think you're going to resign him because I don't think you can afford to. But there's nothing wrong with, hey, let's bring him in. Let's see if he can develop some chemistry at Pitts. You know what I mean? But he'd have to make a complete 180 for you to even consider resigning him because you still got Jesse out there, who we know you're going to resign, and you got Draco, who we know you're going to resign, right? So those are my thoughts.
How y'all feel about Tyler Algier, though? What are we gonna do with him? Should we trade him for a second round pick, maybe?
You're not gonna sign him. I think ultimately you're gonna have to trade him. What do you think, Coach?
I want to keep Tyler, man. It's like, but I mean, it's tough because it's like I always say, players come and go, but the Atlanta Falcons are forever. And some guys you just kind of have to let go. Unfortunately, we always have let go of the wrong guys. Like we let go of Foyer Lewickin instead of Deion Jones. And
Oh,
we
that
let
would
go.
hurt.
We let go
That
of
man
Tevin
had
Coleman.
130 tackles and an INT and
Oh.
2 sacks.
Bro,
And
That would hurt.
man,
meanwhile, Deion Jones is posing in furry fur coats. like, like, what's going on?
Damn.
is he on the Bucks team?
I don't know where Deion Jones is at.
I feel like I saw
He
Jones
ain't
number
playing.
45 on the Bucks the other
I
day.
think he was like, I don't know, like I thought he was on the practice squad or something.
He's on the practice squad of somebody.
Last time I heard he worked in the lawnmower section at the Home Depot.
Oh, damn, that's cold. That's just foul.
Last I heard. I mean, I might be wrong, but last I heard he was at the Home Depot
That's just cold, man.
in the lawnmower section. He had one of them orange aprons on.
Damn, Big Low.
I like that look creamsicle orange. You still with the Bucks?
Damn.
And you know what? It was off. Let's be honest, but let's call a spade a spade. We also met with the Bear in 2017 with that too, because Deion Jones' best year was 2017. Who was the D tackle in front of him? Do y'all remember?
2017.
Don Terry Poe.
Don Terry.
Yup.
And he was wrecking havoc.
Don Terry Poe and Paul Saleh. Yup, I remember that.
And Deion Jones, he didn't get touched like that. He was able to scrape, get to the. When you don't have that big D tackle in front of you, stop that run. Them guards get at you quick.
That's it.
So he played 2 games this year for Tampa Bay. My, how the mighty have fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. You know what? I'll never forget that interception he had against the Saints to ice the game. Like, that was a great play, man. That was a great play.
That's 2017.
2017.
And he had, and that's the game he put AK out with the concussion. They tried to run a string. He cleaned it up.
Deion Jones, he put a lot of people out with concussions. Shouts out to Cam.
Hey. Oh, that's cold, man. He did do that to Cam, yeah, that's cold.
Yeah.
Cam didn't even know where he was.
Crazy thing is, Cam, he hit us up because he wanted my cousin to be on the 707 team. First of all, short story, Cam Newton is a gigantic human being.
Yes, he is.
Like, I shook his hand and like it engulfed my hand. It was, and I have huge hands. Bro, so I'm talking to Cam. I'm just cutting it up with him. I like, hey Cam, look, I know you from Atlanta and everything, but you deserved it when old boy cleaned your clock that time.
He was dabbing all over us, wasn't he, Lo? He was dabbing all that game
everything all over. He was like, I ain't gonna lie, Lo. You right, I deserved it. Like he was like, I was slow poking it to the end zone, but it caught me slipping. I ain't gonna lie, I deserved it. I like, yeah, you deserved that one. You deserved that thing.
And even then, he still was able to stand firm and still reach to get it. I'm like, damn, that's a strong joker.
Bro, that joker, he's so big, man.
Hey.
Man, my thing is, remember how he did what's my man name? The cornerback, how they were fighting in the practice. And how
Josh Norman.
Josh Norman, yeah, man. How they were tussling, how he would kind of like just hold him and just laughing and smiling the whole time. I was just like, man, bro, big, man.
That boy was smiling. He had that. He like me. Whenever he fight, he get crazy lips. Because that's what I do.
The crazy lips.
Yeah, that's the crazy lips. You start fighting and you can't hold your lips still. That's some crazy. That's what we call them. And that's exactly what he had in that situation. He got them big teeth, so it looked like he's smiling. But
he
lips can't stay still because he mad. That's some crazy lips. So he trying to fight.
Damn.
How y'all feel about Grady?
Restructure.
Yeah,
that's your best bet. That's your best bet. Because anything else, you're gonna have to let that man ride.
Yeah.
See if you drafted people for him. Farouk, Brandon. It's time to start seeing them young jokers eat, man.
I'm just saying.
I know. And one thing about Terry Fontenot that I'm starting to learn, Terry Fontenot always drafts for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
He don't draft for this year. So if you look at last year's draft, it's always kind of a sign of who you're gonna be letting go. He signed J.D. Bertrand. We need some
Sure.
linebackers. Sounds like your boy Nate Landman gone. He signed two defensive tackles. Whenever he got Dorless and he got Aurora, sound like either Anyamata or Grady gonna be gone. Man,
Probably David.
I'm just
Man,
saying.
I'm cool with David being gone though.
Yeah,
Cool with that.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Well, all right, man. Well, look, I'd have been on here for 3 hours.
Oh
Sheesh.
dang,
Sheesh.
man, that's what happens, man.
Hey, look, man, time flies when you're having fun, Bo. But look, I do want y'all to let everybody know where they can find y'all at. If y'all don't mind doing old country boy a favor. Chris, you want to start it off?
No, sure, man. A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, and subscribe, man. Have an Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Braves, and of course, Atlanta Falcons conversation. Also Twitter and Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok, where I drop little videos and everything like that on there as well. Hey man, just come on through and help your boy get out in everybody's algorithm so they can find out more about us and be a part of the A1 family. Appreciate you, Lo, for dropping that link and letting me come on here and talk about old Jimmy Lake.
Hey, you already know what time it is,
Yeah,
man.
man.
You already know.
Sorry.
Oh,
Twisted, you want?
I thought we had an emergency press conference or something like that. They were talking about Jimmy Lake. I thought Twisted had some exclusive footage.
Nah, I'll try to see what the score is of the wild card game. That's my fault.
Nah, you good, man. You want to let everybody know where they can find you, Twisted?
Oh yeah, man. You can follow me on YouTube, Twisted Torch TV, Twitter, Twisted Torch TV. I got a new Discord, Twisted Torch TV. Everything Twisted Torch TV. Appreciate Big Low for the emergency meeting. I've been watching the whole 3 hours in the bed chilling. So I'm like, man, sit that link, man. Let me talk for a minute. But
Hey,
shouts
man.
out to Big Low, man. Shouts out to
Hey.
everybody. I gotta make sure I do content with you guys a lot more too, man. Appreciate the support as always.
Hey, you already know what time it is, Bo. I appreciate you for coming through. You know, we always have a good time, too. Definitely. T. Will, you want to let everybody know where they can find you at there, Bo?
Yes, sir. For my ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Again, the number 4, my ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Hey, please drop, like, and share and subscribe. And like, share, and subscribe to this channel because Big Low is awesome and funny and hilarious. And he's great. Not only is he knowledgeable, but he's hilarious. He did a show with us the other day, and it was freaking hilarious. So he imitated Raheem, and he was great, by the way.
Yeah, y'all crazy work for that one, boy.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna nominate Lowe for an Oscar for his performance. I'm just saying. So yeah.
You had the sweats up with the Jays.
Nah, see, look, if it would have been a situation where I could have had a full pitch, I definitely would have.
Oh man, you might have to do that. That might have to be like your next one. You might have to do that.
Man, look, you never know.
You might have
know,
to do
man.
that.
You never know. Well, look, too, I definitely appreciate you for coming through, man. Much love to you, Bo.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Kuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach. I love to sit around and talk about sports. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, which started today and ended up as tonight. But you're here with us, and we definitely and greatly appreciate it. I need y'all to make sure that y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Share the channel with your friends and family. Let them know there's old country boy over here that loves to sit around and talk about sports. During this off season, we're going to be talking about the off-season moves. We're going to be talking about hopefully a good hire at defensive coordinator, and moving forward, hopefully y'all could just kind of come with me with the misadventures of Big Low. So we're gonna have a good time with it, and make it do what it do, baby. In the meantime, I need y'all to stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do, and we'll holler at y'all a little bit later on, Bo. What in the world?
Peace.